Special public meeting of March 20th, 2019 at the Township of Washington Township Council. Adequate notice of the meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Township Clerk to at least 2 newspapers on March 14th, 2019, and this notice has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board and on the Township website. Please notify the municipal clerk for any disability requirements necessary for attendance at mayor and council meetings. The fire exits are located through the double doors to your right and through the door on your left. Please silence all cell phones. Would everybody please stand for a salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All the papers fell on the floor.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Bruno, Councilman Casio.
Here.
Councilman Cumming,
Here.
Councilman Ullman, Council President DeSena.
Here. Please let the record reflect also in attendance, Mayor Peter Calamari, Administrator Tovo, and Township Clerk Susan Witkowski. Motion to open the meeting up to the public?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Here.
Yes.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Seeing no one here, do we have a motion to close the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Discussion tonight, 2019 budget. Gentlemen, we're going to start on page 18 with public affairs. Um, 901-20406-220. We have 1,500 requested, 1,500 budgeted for postage. Is that okay, Mr. Tovo, or can we lower that? Because last year we only spent 1,000, so.
Go to 1,200 on that?
Gentlemen, we're going to change 901-20406-220 to 1,200.
Yep.
We okay with that?
Yeah.
That's minus 300 for that number. The next number I have is public affairs meeting, 2,000 requested, 2,000 budgeted. We've had 0 budgeted there for years, so what is that for?
That heading should have been changed. We were reusing the line item. It should be Public Affairs, Facebook. We want to start a town Facebook page and to have it, maintained and monitored.
What's the difference between that and our website now, Mr. Mayor?
The biggest one, again, I'm no Facebook expert, the biggest one, though, from what I'm told, is if people like our Facebook, whenever we post something to it, and we would post things to the website at the same time, they get notified, as opposed to the website, people have to constantly check, there's no notification. So that, from my understanding, is the biggest thing. It will help the residents be notified.
Is that the administrative part? Is that like what it's going to cost for us to have somebody being our, like we have for our website page?
Yes.
This is for.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So 901-204-406-250 will be changed to public affairs, social media?
Okay.
20406-250.
Yes.
$2,000.
Yes. Mayor's requested 2,000 and budgeted 2,000. Gentlemen, any discussion?
Do we have a person in mind for this?
A couple of people have expressed an interest, so it's just.
Would we be okay making this a director, like a director salary, Mr. Mayor? So this way, if we bring it down to $1,250 and put it in line to be like a director of social media?
We're on page 18, fourth line down.
Can we go 1,500?
Dr. Casio, what say you on 1,500 for that line?
Well, let's not even talk the money right now.
Okay.
I understand, you want to have feedback and be automatic, but I think there was some discussion down.
Well, no feedback on it.
Well, I'm
no
just saying.
postings.
Well, I understand, but I'm saying,
It's a static site. We're not going to be able to get comments, nothing like that. It's just-
No, there'll be something on there. If you want to contact, go to the email addresses, send us an email, but the whole commenting will be turned off. Sorry, didn't mean to.
no, that's okay. I'm just, when we were down at the league, they talked about, municipalities having different social media sites, and Facebook was one of them. They said you might not want to get involved with, but that's my only concern at this point. I just don't want to open up a can of worms. I understand it's a static site, and if you feel it's necessary to reach the general public with it, I guess I can.
My understanding is also a lot of our surrounding towns do have,
They have one?
yes, to push things to their residents.
Okay. I can go with 1,500. I guess.
Mr. Bruno, are you okay with 1,500 for the new line 901-20-406-250? We're changing it from meetings to social media on page 18.
Yeah, I think I'd go with what Dr. Cassio said though also. Facebook just opens up another can of worms, I think. And if we're not going to be responding on it, I don't really see any value in it. If we're not using it for communication.
Well, we are using it for
Well,
communication.
It's
Just
pushing
gonna put it out.
communication
It's just
out.
pushing out, not
No, I
receiving it.
understand that. So we have a website. I'd rather put the money in the website and get that out there.
So you're a no.
I'm a no.
Do you understand the difference, though?
Yeah.
The Facebook, people can subscribe, and whenever something's, website, people always have to check.
I understand.
Just wanted to make sure.
But then you have to.
Because I'm no
have
Facebook
some-
expert, this was explained
No,
to
but then
me.
somebody's got to monitor the Facebook. You have to have it updated.
Well, that's what this 1,500 is for.
My children have banned me from Facebook, so you know, I have no.
So you're okay at the 1,500, Mr. Bruno's a no. Mr. Cumming, what
I'm a
say you?
yes. I'm
You're
a
a yes? Mr. Ullman, I know you just joined us, but on page 18, the mayor's asked that 901-20-406-250 change from public affairs meetings to public affairs social media. And we reduce it to $1,500 for a Facebook social media account to push things out to the public, but not to receive comments. Are you okay with that?
This is 406-250?
Yeah, it's the one
Yeah,
that said
406.
meetings.
Yeah, we're going to change it from meetings to social media.
It's just the concept of
Yes.
Facebook is the question.
So I'd rather, I mean, my preference would be to work on enhancing the SWIFT 911, if that would,
Well, what
You know,
kind of
allow-
enhancements to SWIFT 911 are you talking about this?
in terms of getting more people signed up. So if there is a process that we could do, invest that money maybe in physical feet on the street, door-to-door canvassing to get people on. It could be a dedicated mailer to get people on. But I think, if we need to communicate a true emergency, you can push it out actively. And we
Well,
would,
we have put it up on the, it's been on the bulletin board in the front of the building. I did do a PSA on it.
And this would not be for emergencies, it would just be keep residents appraised of anything new going on the town calendar, so it would not be for emergencies. We wouldn't use Facebook as a platform for emergencies.
I think you also have to look at the senior population in town. I don't even know if they're on Facebook.
Yeah,
I mean, this is one of the questions we had last year with computers and things, that they don't, So, what population are you reaching? What are you trying to reach? So that's a whole different.
Mr. Cumming, you are a yes, right?
I'm a yes.
so may I ask, what's that money going to be used for?
The administrator.
someone to administer the page and put new things on it. It's distinct from the web page, it's two different things.
Would it be different people?
It could be, but it doesn't have to be.
Could be our website person too, who we already pay, right?
From my initial conversation with her, she says she is not a Facebook expert, that she concentrates only on websites.
No, I understand that, but we're talking minimum
Yeah.
postings here. We're not responding to comments, we're
No,
not
no.
posting ads. I mean, Facebook, generally, the business post ads, they respond, they
Yeah.
get customers, they have comments, all we're doing is putting something on Facebook.
Yeah, and it gets pushed to all the people that sign up
But it's the
for it.
same way she would do it on a website.
Correct, but she's made it clear to the mayor that she doesn't do Facebook, so maybe
Would
something.
it be,
to-
is Facebook the only method you're looking at?
Let me say.
Only platform, I should say?
From, people who have approached me, I won't say many of the seniors, but a lot of school-age, parents that have school-age children like that, they're on Facebook. It is the whatever you want to call it, the social media platform that they all are on, and so they indicated that, that would be a good way to push things out to that part of the population.
Mr. Ullman, are you a yes or a no?
I just, one or two more questions. What's the process to get things onto the site?
I don't claim to know the nuts and bolts of it, if that's what you're asking.
No, not the technical process. What's the process to approve content for the site?
I'm going to say whatever it is to approve anything new going on the website also, which I think requires at least, Sue, you could maybe able to answer this better than I can.
How do things get put on the website, content? Like when you add stuff to
We
the...
have the website, like Cornelia and I will email it to Heather, and Heather will put it on.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you're the only person, and Mr. Tovo is the only person that could add content. Nobody else could add content to the
Yeah,
website.
usually, like, I'll ask Joy when she's got the taxes, she's got something going on,
I guess Mike's question is, who's going
Who
to,
would monitor what's
who's going to monitor
Who
what's getting
controls
posted?
what gets posted?
Yeah.
To me, the same people who are doing the website would Sue just explain that when they're sending it to Heather, they would send it to whoever's administering this Facebook page also.
I don't think we really have a clear understanding of what the game plan is.
Well, I think it's got to come originally from a department head to administration for approval.
Right.
and
Yes.
So,
I'm going to say no.
I'm a yes for the 1,500. The next line item we have is Public Affairs Printing, 901-20406-470, 8,000 budgeted, 8,000 requested. Mr. Tovo, this was for the, I guess, the,
yeah, I'd like to lower this to 6,000 and also the calendar to 3,000.
Which one we're lowering?
we're lowering 470 to 6,000, and Mr. Tovo has asked that the 510, which we flagged because we didn't have the costs, be lowered from 5,000 to 3,000. So gentlemen, are we okay with Public Affairs Printing, 901-20406-470, being lowered to 6,000?
And that's strictly the printing for the calendar?
It's
Or-
No, I wouldn't say
It's-
strictly.
it's also for flyers for the different town events, Town Day comes to mind right away, but Memorial Day Parade, things, so printing of flyers that go like typically in the shopping center windows and things like that.
So I had, at one point, when, Mike, you had requested questions to the administration
Yes.
in advance, I had requested a breakdown, I believe, of the calendar, and, because it was presented to us that would be self-sustaining, and there would also be a revenue component of it. I don't know where that stands in terms of providing it, but I don't support, and Peter, you weren't here at that meeting, but at the time, I voiced a opinion that I did not support the calendar going forward.
Okay. So this is for the calendar, Mike, correct, Mr. Tovo? This is for the calendar, and like Mr. Mayor said, for the printings for Town Day, I guess the Memorial Day Parade, the handouts that are given at Memorial when we're at in front of the
Yeah.
Flag and everything here,
Right,
and the monuments and
And to
all
put in
that.
the shopping center windows, the vendors usually let us to advertise the events.
So I
So
have-
you're a no to the calendar and that stuff, Mike?
Well, I'm not a no to the
The handouts?
PSAs, if it's a component, if it's $1,000, whatever that is, but I am.
Would that be fair to say, Mr. Tovo, it's about $1,000 for PSAs and 5 for the calendar, or is that not?
59 was the calendar last year.
Oh, okay.
But
So
we got it
6,000.
lower this
Yeah,
year,
we
right,
got a
Bob?
lot
Yeah.
of different vendors.
Oh, you have a new vendor, okay.
Yeah.
So if it's 1,500, I mean, I would propose, again, on the understanding that I don't support the calendar, I would propose that the printing be 1,500 to support those other.
The handouts for
and
Memorial Day
celebrity
and all
printing.
Community Day, Town Day.
Correct.
Dr. Cassio, what say you on the 6,000?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, the calendar that we had out this year has all the schedules for leaf and everything. We're not sending
Correct.
any other things out at all
That is
Correct.
correct.
with that.
Yeah. And,
I mean,
Gotten a
that,
lot
I
of
mean-
positive
I
feedback
mean,
on
I
the
don't know how
calendar.
much it matters. This money's already been spent for this year. The calendar went out.
Oh, okay.
Well, the thing
So
is-
we could say not do it for future years, but this is
Yeah,
for this
I-
year's.
And I was going to get to that next. I think having all that stuff together in the calendar is really good, because, you tend to lose those little green and yellow pieces of paper. Everyone has them stuck to their inside cabinet somewhere.
Right.
So it does make it more centralized, but I think, to Mike's point, I really want to know what the breakdown with the revenue stream that offsets it. I know Mr. Tovo's very busy, we have a chance to break that down. So, since the money's already spent at this time, I'm ready.
You're okay with the
I'm ready to-
6,000?
I'm ready to
We can
fund
get
it.
you that information.
Yeah, I'd like to get
for-
that
for-
information,
and we'll
but in the
decide for
future,
next
I
year,
think we have to
right.
come up with something a little bit different to Mr. Ullman's point, and that's just my personal opinion.
And to back up, Mr. Cassio, we did start looking at the revenue side of it, but in talking to Bernadette, there was money promised, not yet received, so there's not an accurate account.
You don't have the actual
We should
account.
probably, we don't know now, we
If
will know
you
soon.
have maybe actual and then a perceived revenue stream, that would be helpful, and hopefully we can give them a call and say, hey,
Okay.
we're waiting.
Yes, right.
So you're okay with the 6,000, Mr. Cassio?
I'm okay, we spent it, so I have to be
We spent
okay
it
with
already.
we have to be
Mr.
okay
Bruno?
with this line for now.
Can I ask where the actual is? Or there is none for
It's a
any of these lines?
2019
Most of the
expenses.
bills came in after we compiled these documents.
So I guess for public affairs, the entire section, oh, maybe I'm too far back.
Page 35 on the audit, if that's what,
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Okay.
on the bottom.
I mean, if it's spent,
You don't have a choice.
Mr. Bruno, are you okay with the
I
6,000?
mean, you don't have a choice.
Mr. Cumming, you okay with the 6,000?
As spent, yeah, sure.
Okay.
But again, as noted, going forward for next year, let's
Yeah.
revisit it before we get to this
Right.
point.
The other part of the public affairs is 901-20406-510, calendar, 3,000 requested, 3,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that?
It was 5,000 when you amended it.
I think I see five.
It was amended.
Just
to three.
now.
I apologize.
and that's,
That's the new number that Mr. Tovo's received, right? That's the new printer?
Correct.
Well,
well, no.
I wasn't at
it's not for the
athletics.
printing, if we just did printing up above.
It's for artwork.
Oh,
and
that's what I
other
thought,
incidentals,
For what?
The artwork and the
Artwork.
other incidentals for it.
Oh, so it's the preparation of the
Right.
physical file for the calendar before it goes to printing?
Correct.
Keep in mind that if we don't have a lot of changes year over
Yeah,
year.
that's what's-
then
It's
that
less
will
and
go
less.
down.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we okay with the $3,000, gentlemen? It's the
Spent
same.
already?
It's already spent, and
Yes.
it's the same ask as last year.
It's the spend. Let's try not to change the calendar too much.
All right, the next thing I have is we had a flag for 901-21-180-120 on page 19 for,
Can I just ask one question? So, again, we're looking for revenues on all this stuff. In the actuals, there's money that was received from Mauritania, Nicholas Markets. So we're not even putting that in revenues, we're offsetting the expense then? Is that how we're accounting for it? We're not showing that as a revenue? We're showing it as a reduction to the expense?
Should have been transferred out of there, but perhaps. When
Yeah,
was it received?
this was a question that came up last year, and I think we asked Lou May what the best way was to do it, and we tried to adhere to that way for 2018. But again, I don't want to swear to that, but that's my recollection, as we asked him which the best way to do it was from an auditing standpoint.
The other thing is there's deposits for the concerts. Are we not doing concerts this year?
It's miscellaneous.
We are doing concerts.
So it was 406, 500.
that was miscellaneous. We budgeted 1,000. We did that last week, Mike.
Yes.
I have 1,000.
Yeah, we minus, it was
Yeah.
1,500. We went down to 1,000. We took 500.
A lot of this should be, when we figure out what we have in the reserve, we should offset everything in the reserve against this.
Well, I
Because we still have money.
But we've been using the reserve specifically for Town Day, Mr.
Yes.
Bruno.
Well, it's used for all this, yeah, but you have Town Day in here though, too, right?
Yeah, we did Town Day already last time.
No, I'm saying, but it's got to be used against, you can use it for anything you want in this line item, because it is public affairs or something, I forget what they call it.
All right, gentlemen, we okay with it, or are we still on public affairs?
If it was spent, I mean,
Yeah.
It's fine.
So the next one is Planning Department Secretary Meeting Fees, 901-21-180-120 on page 19. We flagged this item, it was 2,000 and 2,000. Did we get any more information on this?
It's $75 per meeting, it should be lowered to 1,000,
It should be lowered to 1,000.
should be.
Well, does that leave room for the Viviano and special meetings that may come up?
It does not. It does not.
If you just budgeted 2 meetings a month at that, I would ask that you go maybe a little higher, because there may be some special meetings.
So it's $75 a meeting, you said?
Yes.
They're doing one meeting with, aren't they?
Well, they're doing
The board-
special, they've done special meetings, so
The
20,
board usually does 2 a month.
so 24 times
So-
75 is 1,800. You guys requested 2,000, so we should
Right,
probably
so
just
we
leave it.
We should, yeah.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, are we okay with that? It's 2 meetings a month at $75 a meeting, which is 1,800, and an extra 200 in case Viviano needs some special meetings or anybody else needs special meetings.
What line item are you on?
901-23, 180, 120, 2,000 requested, 2,000 budgeted, page 19.
901,
We had flagged it.
okay. Yeah, so what'd you say, I'm sorry, 2,000?
2,000, yes. She gets $75 a meeting. If you do 75 times 24, it's 1,800, and 200 extra for extra meetings. Is that okay?
I'm okay with it.
All right, moving on. The next page I have flagged is Planning Department Board Legal Services, 901-21-180-260, 85, what's that, Sue?
The one above it also is there.
No, dues, meetings, and conferences, we have 185 approved.
All right, I'll put
I have a check.
mistake.
So page 20,
Mine is checked as well,
Yeah,
so
I know.
I think we
I
did it.
don't see that.
It's all right.
so Planning Department Board Legal
Easy to
Services,
do.
901-21-180-260, 8,500 requested, 8,500 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
And the rationale for the increase?
Viviano. We have to pay we have to pay the, we have the planning board attorney who gets his stipend, but this is for the additional, who's it, Mr. Bell, Mr. Mayor?
Alan Bell.
Alan Bell.
Well,
Oh, it's coming out of escrow. but-
escrow,
but-
yeah. Mhm.
But he does do other stuff for us that
Correct.
doesn't come out of escrow.
So last year, we had a big 3,200 for McAuliffe and versus planning board.
Yes, that was a lawsuit against the board,
So that goes away and a new one comes in.
potentially.
Yeah, because without that, you wouldn't have spent a lot of money.
No,
Yeah, well, if you look at the 14, 15, and 16,
yeah,
the only anomaly is 17.
yeah, which was a little higher,
Right,
7,400.
and 18, so I would take it, I would actually take it down at least 1,000.
Mike, are you okay with 7,500, Mr. Alman?
based on the discussions the other night, I don't think that's prudent. I mean, if it comes out of, I guess if it comes out of escrow, why did these not come out of escrow?
Because it was a lawsuit.
So this was a
That was a
lawsuit.
true lawsuit, yes.
It's 3,200 in there, that was a one-timer, right? Last year.
We don't think we're going to have any one-time?
No, I'm saying, but if you take that out, replace it, then
Yes.
you come up to the same number again.
I prefer to leave it at 85.
Yeah.
Mr. Cumming, you okay with 85?
85.
Mr. Bruno, you okay at 85?
That's fine.
Moving on,
Gotta
done.
leave
Which
some
one
room
is
in
that?
there.
18320?
180, 260.
260.
The next one is Planning Board Department Consulting, non-legal, 9,000 requested, 9,000 budgeted. It was flagged. It's the same as last year, gentlemen. Are we okay with it?
Well, I had some questions because the master plan reexamination for $7,500 was charged last year. So Are we going to be charged again, $7,500?
What was the total cost on that, Mr. Mayor? I think it was more than $7,500.
No, that was it. We got them.
Oh, that was it?
The flat fee of 75.
And do we owe any money? Because wasn't Christopher Steele's office doing some work for the master plan? Weren't they doing the main reexamination and T&M were just doing the housing component?
Yeah, you're going back a few years. Yes, Chris Steele's office had made a very basic start and didn't take it any further. And then we decided on the board to give it to T&M since they are familiar with all of our COA and like that.
Is the master plan reexamination completed yet, Mr. Mayor?
It's in process with the board.
So it's in the board's lap to complete?
Correct, yes.
Do we have an ETA or when it's going to be done?
Another month to 6 weeks, I would say, based on where it is right now.
Okay. Gentlemen, we okay with the 9,000?
Not if we're not going to have a repeat of 7,500.
No?
No.
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore.
Bring it-
So I bring it down to 6,000?
More like 2,000.
I was thinking like 3.
Yeah, I was thinking 3 also. That would be my new recommend.
Your new recommend is 3? The new recommend from the mayor is 3,000, gentlemen? Are we okay with that?
Yes, but did we pay Steele's organization any money to do any work on the master plan?
Less than $1,000.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the 2016, 1,025 probably, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Are we okay with the 3, gentlemen?
I am.
Okay, moving on. The next thing I have is zoning board secretary meeting fees, 90121, 185, 140, 850 requested, 850 budgeted. Are we okay with those numbers, Mr. Tova? You had asked that we flag it. And
We are.
we are okay with the, gentlemen, are we okay with the 850?
If that's sufficient.
Okay.
Thank you.
Flip the page.
And there will be a control in place that when these fees are paid, that minutes are current, or there'll be some currency to the minutes?
We have discussed it and we are putting something in place.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Next flag I have, gentlemen, is page 25, health, dental, life, and accident, 901-23220-000. It was up to 780,000, and we had flagged it because, Mr. Tova, you were going to investigate if that was the actual number, and Mr. Bruno thought it was high.
It is the actual number.
What is the percentage increase from last year's premium?
Did you say 780?
780, Mr. Mayor.
780 readjusted.
Okay, sorry.
780,000. Mr.
Okay.
Tova thought the 760 number was wrong based on the actuals.
Okay, got it.
And you had asked at the last meeting to make it 780,000, and
Could it
Mr.
be
Bruno
that
asked
I
if
wasn't at that
that...
meeting,
Line
maybe?
again.
Page 25, Mr. Cumming, 901-23220, all zeros.
Thank you.
So what was our percentage on the premium?
Joy was looking into the percentage, because the increase is due to full-time employees and an increase. Let me get the percentage from her tomorrow, honestly, I forget what it was.
But the actual bill is $780,000, so we don't have a choice here, gentlemen.
Well, we got the breakdown.
But I want to know what the increase is.
Okay, but are you
Went
okay?
from well, I don't know, is that the premium for the year, or that's the monthly premium? How'd you get to the 780?
That is the monthly extrapolated over the,
No. It's a yearly, right?
no, we get
Just
billed
the
monthly.
increase from.
Yeah, but we're not being billed 780 monthly.
No, this is the yearly
No,
run,
Right, okay.
but we're billed for it
25%.
monthly.
So if you divide this by 12, you're going to have your monthly
Right.
rate.
That I can do, I get that. But my question again is, what's the overall percentage increase on the health plan that someone gave us? Was it 10%, 12%, 15%? How much of
I
this
understand the
increase is
question,
for?
I'll have to get
Well, so
you an answer.
it's more than 16.
No, I
It can't,
understand.
it's
Some
not,
of it is due
it's not
to
because there's new
full-time
employees
employees.
that got health insurance, so it's not a full increase.
Yeah, we
because-
had like 3
So it's-
full-time employees who,
Yeah, I mean, this has been a big number and another bone of a contention of mine, because we budgeted back in the prior years and never went off actuals. We went off actuals, you can see what the actuals did for us. Now we're going a big increase. I'd like to know.
But
the
Bob, state health
percentage
benefits?
No, Mike,
No, I'm
I
not letting you
know.
know.
I-
If we
I'd
added
just like
3
to know-
employees, no, but I'm just letting you know, if 3
Let me
employees
talk for a minute,
at
please.
30,000 is
Can I
90
talk for a
grand.
minute?
Go ahead.
1 minute. I just want to know what the percentage increase is on the premium. I asked this a month ago.
Okay,
So to me, again, we're looking at a number that we don't know what.
but it's an actual number.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's an actual number.
Mr. Tovo said that, it's an actual number,
So
Bob.
what's the percentage, how much of the percentage of that number is a percentage increase?
Well, I'm trying to tell you, it was 655,000 in 2018. If we hired 3 new employees at approx.
610.
What's that?
610.
Excuse me, 610. It was 610. If we hired 3 new employees at roughly 35,000 for a family plan, right, that's 105,000, so that puts you at 715. So the difference between 715 and 760 is your approximate difference.
Well, I'd like to know what it is.
I understand, I'll make it that for you.
Bob, this is gross, right, before people put in their
Yeah.
co-pays or,
We discussed it at the first meeting.
oh, sorry, I
This
wasn't.
is
That is our
actually
bill.
the net.
Oh, that's a net, okay.
Are we okay with 901-23220-000 since it's the actual bill?
30,000 a person?
Yeah, well, I'm not
family
okay
plan.
with it. I like the percentage. So can I flag this again until we get an answer? Because I asked last month, I still haven't gotten an answer. So I'd like to have an answer. Please.
Fine waiting.
Dr. Cassio, you want to wait?
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay.
Mr. Tova, can you produce that number tonight? If we give you
I
some time?
cannot,
No? Okay.
but I can for you on Saturday.
Okay. I'll wait until
Or
Saturday.
email it out tomorrow, whatever you prefer.
But see, I guess.
Either
what-
or, whatever.
What I don't understand on this is, again, we have a premium. Someone comes to us and says, okay, guys, here's your premium, here's your increase. Before we pay any bill for any month, somebody has to tell us what this increase is before we cut a check. So how are we cutting checks without knowing what the increase is?
I don't even follow the question. We get billed monthly for it,
The
so we know what it is.
Let me rephrase it. We come to a new year. It's like your automobile insurance. Automobile insurance comes and says, here's your new premium. You get, instead of 2,000, you're paying 2,500. That's X percent increase. These people come to us and say, here's your existing employees, here's what you paid, here's your increase on the existing employees, 10%, 15%, 20%. That's a new monthly premium. So before you pay any bill, before we pay any bill, we should know what the increase is on a monthly basis for the whole policy.
But it was, the number could still move. If you add an employee or lose an employee.
It doesn't matter if it moves or not, Bob, you're missing my point. Again, you have a premium, a single plan costs X amount, they're gonna increase it 5%. A family plan costs X amount, they're gonna increase it 10%. Single parent, 5%. There's gotta be a
So,
table.
so I do understand your
So if
question.
nobody gave us that table, then we don't know what this number really is. So then I'd like to flag it and have a full reconciliation.
Okay, I already answered that. You'll have it tomorrow via email or Saturday.
Okay, great.
But I'm still losing, the town received a 2019 state health benefits booklet that had the rates for single, parent with child, parent with children, and family, right?
I don't know. So
It
what-
did. It's a
okay,
state,
so-
the state health
so
benefit
what's the
sends it out to every
increase from
municipality.
last year? Very simple.
It's about 8 or 9%, Bob.
Well, how do you know it's 8 or 9%?
Because I have that plan. I'm not making these
Okay,
numbers
well,
up.
I'd like to see it from.
But-
from
but-
Bob.
but-
Will you send that? Okay, just
We'll
let
put
us,
it together.
Okay.
very simple.
You'll have it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Moving on the page, police salaries other than chief. 2770321 requested, budgeted and requested.
What page you on now?
Same page, 25. 901-25240-110.
So we can't
We
do
have
anything with this because this
What's
is
that?
a contractual issue.
Okay,
So this is a nothing right now.
this is flagged. Police overtime, we're going to keep that one flagged because it correlates to the first one. Flipping the page, everything is done on that page.
Will we know where we are, Bob, with the negotiations soon? I mean, I know at one time.
Right now, I'm finalizing my number review for the impact of the contract, saying which way it comes out, and meeting with Mr. Lewis Friday morning.
Michael, you participate?
I was not told we were having a meeting yet.
It's more of a
I'm on the
meeting
committee.
based on numbers and some technical things he and I need to work out before we have what I would consider our fair and final offer.
Can I have the spreadsheets when you send them?
Sure.
thank you.
They should be done tomorrow.
Okay. So it's similar to what Matt had prepared when he was the chairman of the,
It is somewhere, yes.
okay. Page 31, gentlemen, is the next part of the budget we didn't get to yet. OEM, salary and wages, 901-25252-100. It's in the third column down on page 31. But the overtime, we're going to skip, right, because it's tied into the contract.
No, we're here, 2000.
No, we skipped it until you got here, Bob and Mike, because I know you had
Yeah.
questions, so we said let's wait instead of going through it.
Okay, so what?
We're on page 31.
Yep, which one?
OEM salary and wages, 1,800 requested, 1,800 budgeted. Are we okay with that?
Same as last year.
Same as last year.
Coordinator and 2 deputies.
It's the coordinator and 2 deputies? It's the same amount as last year, yes, but in the prior year, so it must be that.
Okay.
You're okay with it? Mr. Cumming?
Fine.
Mr. Bruno? Mr. Allman? Gentlemen, we're going to take a quick pause because there's something wrong with the audio. Other miscellaneous expenses, 901-25252-000. 1,500 requested, 1,500 budgeted.
Yeah, I've never come close to that before.
Since he just took over the position through part of last year, there are some one-time things he would like to purchase to get the department where it should be. So it should just be a one-time
As an
increase in
example,
miscellaneous.
He and I have spoken about buying and stockpiling some gloves and some masks, because we ever have to do a, kind of distribution points or anything else, because if you don't have them, something happens, you're not going to be able to get them.
Are we okay with the 1,500, gentlemen? Mayor said it's a one-time just to get them caught up.
Right.
Okay.
All right. OEM CERT program, 901-25252-210, 1,500 requested, 1,500 budgeted. Do we not spend anything in 2018, or they came in late, Mr. Tobo? We don't
Well,
know.
he took over late, so he wanted a year to evaluate the needs of CERT, and he still feels after the year that number can come down, but this year's, if
But did we spend anything in 2018? Because we have zero, we didn't spend anything. Oh, okay, just because of
it's
the
not, unless something
transition?
came in late, I didn't see.
Okay, well, because of the transition, you don't think we spent anything?
Right.
Correct.
And the CERT program is under his direction?
It is.
Yes.
They coordinate with the county.
They do.
Are we okay with the 1,500, gentlemen? It's the same as last year, even though we didn't spend any money last year?
We're going to use it.
Yes, okay.
And he doesn't understand, he use it or lose it. so.
Right.
First aid organization
We
contribution?
got to build this stuff up. but
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. First aid organization contribution, 901-25260-000, 40,000 requested, 40,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that?
Yes, we use that when they purchase a new rig?
No, that's a separate line item.
Oh,
This is just a,
Cover your operating costs.
yeah.
Well, they only saved us 4 cents last year.
'Cause I
Are
don't
we
think it's
okay with
based on anything, it's just a month, I think we write it monthly or quarterly,
quarterly.
yeah. And it's just a contribution we make apart from the ambulance reserve contribution.
Are we okay with the 40,000, gentlemen?
Yes.
Good. Ambulance JIF premiums, 901-25260-200, 5,200 requested, 5,200 budgeted. Is that a premium from the JIF? So,
Yeah, it's
Are we okay with the
mostly
50?
the ambulances.
Bills amount.
okay.
Yeah.
Are we okay with the premiums, gentlemen? Okay. Fire prevention, outside consulting, we changed. The next thing I have is on page, give me a second, prosecutor's office, page 36. 901-25275-110. 6927 requested, 6872 budgeted. Is that a typo, Mr. Tobo, or is that purposely done like that?
No, that would be a typo. 6927 should be the number.
Gentlemen, there's a typo on the budget. It should be to match the requested of 6927. Sue, you got that?
I got it.
Are we okay with the 6927, gentlemen?
Yeah, didn't we review this the other night? Or no?
Not this line, no. We did the public defender.
Okay.
Looks good to me.
Okay. Prosecutor's Office, extra sessions, 901-25275-120, 500 requested, 500 budgeted. I guess it's just if it happens, it happens.
Correct.
Okay, we okay with the 500, gentlemen? We've spent nothing there in the last few years. Prosecutor's Office, alternate prosecutor, 500 requested, 500 budgeted. I guess, again, it's a placeholder in case we need them.
Correct.
Are we okay with the 500, gentlemen?
Is the prosecutor's salary per session, or is it a straight draw, a straight salary?
That is a salary.
Okay.
Okay. Flipping the page, the next thing I have is the Green Team.
Did we do Winter Watch?
Yes, Winter Watch is completed.
We did that?
Yes.
I have recycling curbside contract with leaf disposal, trash disposal, need the actual numbers.
What accounts?
Recycling, page 40, we're at page 41, 901-26-305210, recycling curbside contractor fees. You asked us to flag that, Mr. Tovo?
I wasn't here for this.
Oh, you weren't here for this?
This is done under DMF?
Yes. It's on page 41.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. There should be a contract amount, but it doesn't look like it, so let me,
I think we were waiting for bills to come in, because I guess the one invoice was missing, and we were supposed to get it.
Yeah, I have 146,292 written under the.
That's for leaf disposal, I have that for leaf disposal fees, yes.
and that's what we, yeah, for leaf disposal, that's what we paid up to 311.
That should be final then, right?
That should be final, yes.
So gentlemen, on the first one, it's curbside contractor fees for the 125,000. We were waiting, I guess, to find out if any more invoices came on that, because it was so far off, Bob.
And I will check that and give you a
Okay.
response on Saturday.
All right, so 210 and 220, Mr. Tovo will get us more information on Saturday. The next thing I have is recycling Green Team, the last line on the page, 901-26-305-250. 8,800 requested, 8,000 budgeted. Is that a typo, or is that?
That's for real.
I'm sorry, could we just take a step back? The curbside contractor fee, isn't that something that we pass as a contract and we assign it to a company? And
This is for recycling.
yes, 305-210.
So this is to pick up our recycling, not trash.
Well, so this recycling curbside contractor fees and Boldo. So I thought Boldo is our recycling coordinator, not coordinator, recycling
Company, yeah,
contractor.
they pick up, yeah.
So we have a bill for $12,000 for Jan, Feb, and March. And then it stops, and September and October, there's a couple of small, insignificant charges. So I think there's a serious gap here in the actuals.
Well, that's what we said, there was bills missing here, or that's what we were supposed to find out, because you could see the year before it was 145,000, the year before that was 142, so there's bills missing here is what we were trying to find out. I guess you need to talk to Judy about this, because that's why we flagged it.
But the other issue was the 175, 200. The
Was-
90, when you pull the actuals, the
There's
actuals.
146.
Huh?
No, that's 220.
No, the 305, 220,
Yep,
175, 200 was the budget.
and we spent 146,924.
Yeah, but you see, based upon, I don't know where that comes from, because these actuals says we've only spent like 10,000. This was the one that, this is
Yeah,
what-
that's the one,
And that was-
and that's the one Judy adjusted to 146,924 at the
Oh, she
meeting.
did?
Yes. That's what Sue also said also.
So what was it,
So
146?
90126305220, the actual for 2018 should be $146,924.
It's going up 30 grand. Is
No,
that right?
It was 175 we budgeted, it came in at 146.
Yep.
All right. Well,
And now we're saying 175 again?
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. If the actual is that
Yeah.
a contracted rate? That's $30,000.
No, it's a per
No,
truck, it's a
per
per truck
truckload.
rate, so, you know,
So
if
we don't
things,
know.
we don't know. If things get compressed and fit more in a truck, it's a crapshoot.
We're going to tell the
17 or
residents, you better
171.
stamp down your bottles to nothing.
No, this is for
This is for
leaf,
leaf-
this is for
leaf
leaf,
pickup.
Better
not,
jump on your leads.
How the kids going?
so we, for 220, are we okay leaving at 175, gentlemen?
Yeah, we've been spending it, you know,
We have been spending it,
and it's leaf, so, yeah.
I'm okay with it.
okay? Mr. Elman, you okay with it?
I am.
The next thing I have is Recycling Green Team, 90126305250. 8,800 requested, 8,000 budgeted.
What are we looking to do?
Mr. Mayor, do you have a copy of his, Tom's budget submittal? Because mine is probably in my notebook back at the house.
I guess we need to, as a council,
But I had an itemized breakdown.
Yeah.
but I think the first thing we need to do is either we accept the Green Team as a town civic organization, or we don't, because we are funding something that does not exist in our charter. So the first step we need to take as a council is, if we're going to recognize the Green Team, they need to be, by ordinance, be recognized by this township. Because right now, there is nothing in place that recognizes the Green Team, and that's why we didn't get that one grant, because we don't have anything in place, Mr. Cummings.
We could fund it, it's just that we don't get credit and we
No,
are
we don't.
eligible for the
You can't fund
grant.
it.
We lost the grant we thought we had that we funded, we thought we were gonna get the money back. We ended up not getting the money back because they're not a chartered or recognized by ordinance, correct, right,
Was
Mr.
there
Tom?
not this discussion about putting them under health from yourself, I believe?
Well, actually.
I think it was Dr. Cassio that asked to put them
Oh,
under
I'm
health,
sorry.
but yes,
Yes,
no,
it
you're,
was Dr.
but we still haven't
It
come
was-
to a
It was an
consensus.
advisory committee, like the health and the recreation are both advisory committees. So that's how you can put it into the charter, just basically substitute out those two verbiage for the Green Team. It's very generally just advise the mayor and council of best practices.
So we're talking, you know, it's a 300% increase from last year, and we already spent more money last year than they were budgeted because they thought they were gonna get the grant, and then we ended up having to pay for it. And again, we didn't even know we paid for it until this came up this year that we didn't get the grant. So we budgeted 2,000 last year and we spent 6,000. I'm not taking away anything the Green Team does. I appreciate what they do, but we as a council need to either,
So-
yes, Sue?
If you don't mind, if I get on, I spoke to Mr. Palmer about this the other day. His question was, he was trying to work on something to present as a draft to the council. However, he needed some more meat that he wanted to put in, just didn't want to make a blanket Green Team resolution ordinance. He was trying to find some meat.
Yeah, to give them like a mission statement
Right,
and
so,
things like
so I
that.
reached out to Mr. Sears, and he did send me some information. I forwarded it to Mr. Collar, and I hope that he has something, if you want to look at it.
It is complete. Green Team has reviewed it for accuracy, and they're good with it. The only difference in what we've discussed is, so it'll be put under administration, not health, because that's really where they need the help from.
I never said it was under health, I said it had to be like an advisory board,
Oh, okay. then-
okay?
Sorry,
Because-
misunderstood.
No, it doesn't go on- it's its own separate
And we can only
advisory
have so
board.
many of those, right, Steve?
We only have, well, no, you can have, I don't think there's a limit on it.
Oh, okay.
There's a limit on the number of departments you can have.
Okay.
That's limited to 10.
Okay.
But that wouldn't be a
Right,
department.
mhm,
It
okay.
would be a board. So, and the boards only come under the purview of, the advisory boards come under the purview of the council. So,
I-
the,
So we have that draft ordinance 99% complete, so
okay.
I'd rather see it under the, I mean, legally it could be anywhere, but I think the DMF should direct them because I think they do things that,
And I don't disagree, that was where we first started with the conversation. And that's why we agreed to put it under administration, because while they work with DMF, the majority of support they need to get grants is from administration. So if we keep them under administration, we can kind of tie the other departments in with that.
Makes sense.
I'll take that back. The advisory boards don't come under the purview of the council, it comes under the purview of the mayor. Just like the health department, you pick them, the mayor picks them, as well as the recreation.
So let's-
Come under that.
Let's get the
I think they're-
ordinance.
I think they're a great asset, and, some of the grants I know they're trying to get would be a great benefit to us, like
I have-
tree removal, but if they're not.
I have no
recognized-
issues with the green team, I just have an issue that we lost a $4,000 grant because we didn't recognize them last year, and we have to plug a $4,000 budget hole because of it.
And we're going to conferences and seminars to support this and get the credits so we can get the grants, and we've done that last year.
Let's make sure that's on for the
So are we
next
okay with the
council.
8,000, gentlemen?
Please.
So-
Make sure that's on for the next
I can bring
council
you-
meeting, and
I
let's
can't
get
find
that.
the page right now. but
All right.
it's
Let's
full
make that an
page.
So,
emergency issue.
Sue, 901-26305, 250, 8,000's approved. Flipping the
Thank
page,
you very much.
I have DMF cleaning services, 32,000 requested, 33,000 budgeted. It was flagged. Mr. Tovo, are we okay with this number, or are we still waiting for a new number to come in?
I didn't flag it, so I'm okay with the number.
Well, I guess we were looking at a new cleaning service, right, Mr. Mayor?
Give me a
Well,
page.
we are looking at a couple of
42.
options that
Thank you.
are still going to be similar to this, whether it be in the form of an employee with other duties such as operating the bus or another service.
Okay. Are we okay with the 32,000 requested, gentlemen?
Yeah, are we happy with the service, or are we questioning the service that's provided today?
There needs to be an improvement or a change.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Scuderi's made several.
That would be a no.
Improving the ways to go.
Okay.
Trying to state in the positive.
That would be a no.
A lot of,
I think
I think Mr. Tovo's suggestion, I've seen it happen in a lot of towns where we hire a semi-part-time person to do the bus and the cleaning, and it works very well, so that's a good idea. Yeah, because he's an employee.
Do we have to buy a lot of equipment?
No, he's here
then?
during the day, no. We gotta get mops and brush and vacuums that we already
But
own.
we already buy the cleaning
Yeah.
supplies.
We
Yeah,
do.
we would buy the cleaning supplies. And he's here during the day, or he or
Right.
she is here during the day, so you're
For
not waiting for.
immediate problems.
Correct,
And
yes.
they're accountable.
And they're
all
accountable.
like that.
DMF HVAC maintenance and repairs, we flagged this one, it was 4,000 requested, 4,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen? There may be things before we replace the DMF that may need to be repaired.
Think you're gonna need
At DMF, this is.
just DMF?
Oh, no, this is maintenance and repairs. This was all for the filters and all that kind of stuff.
We did a lot of work last year, a lot of repairs.
But this is for filters and all that he had said. So
I
we had
understand.
flagged it, but
You don't need, there's not $4,000 worth of filters in this building.
Yeah, maintenance agreements.
The maintenance agreements comes out of here as well.
yeah, maintenance,
What
yeah.
does the maintenance agreement cover, sir?
Not the filters, but the quarterly systems checkups and,
We're under warranty for 2 years.
not at DMF, and we are with a lot of new equipment here, but police and DMF, well, police would be okay. So DMF, and we combined all the service
We've
contracts
got
to
the boiler,
one,
the boiler's
it
open.
saved a little bit of money there, so I think we're at a good number though.
We okay with the
I thought-
4,000
I
though?
thought you were going to re-examine the well and knives.
I did, I got them to combine everything together into one, got to the bottom of, why we were being charged what we were, and some of it was just, lack of oversight.
We have a new hot water tank too for $15.75 last year. 50
There's
gallons.
hardly anything that
Sue,
we
can you
need
turn
to
your mic off?
do on
I
these
know.
systems.
Off or on?
Just change, those two filters are $5 to $10. And Dominic puts them in, or somebody else
But it
does.
still wouldn't change the
Well
service
and Knives
contract,
does
they
not
still have
need to come out here and check the Freon in the
Well, if we want
units.
to reduce the amount of times they come, then we can certainly maybe bring
You ought
the
to
service
cut
number
that
down.
contract almost all the way out.
So
You hardly need anything.
So, I hear what you're saying, Art. I guess,
I mean, am I off the beam, or we've got all brand-new units now?
so they won't be brand new forever. They're under warranty, I agree.
Okay.
They need to be maintained. I mean, even though they're new, you have
Somebody
a
got
new
to change the
car.
filters and all
You have a
that.
new car, you still maintain it, you still change the oil, you do these things. Do they perform preventative maintenance? Do they, as part of the install, is that firm coming back at 6 months prior to the cooling season and reviewing the, what do you call them? Reviewing the units, ensuring that, there's nothing blocking the air, nothing, I mean, it's maintenance, and I think we fall into the trap of some of our other items, like the generators. We say they're under maintenance because they're brand new, and when they aren't brand new, we never start a maintenance, and they crap out, and then we have bigger issues. So in my mind, this is sort of like, and I agree with you, if they fail, they're covered, but are they being covered to be maintained? And that's the
there's
slight
no-
nuance I would make.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt
no,
you.
it's quite all right.
There's no oil. There are only filters. The filters are all brand new. You don't need anything
Okay.
for the rest of this year.
Does the warranty cover parts and labor, or just parts? Do you know if it
It's
parts
a
and labor?
it's a one-year filter, Art?
Huh?
It's a one-year filter in there?
It could be a 6-month filter. It's a visual. We'll find out
Oh,
when
as
we
it
get
go-
going,
'cause-
how long
'cause
it
of the-
lasts.
okay, okay.
You don't know, but there's no oil and there's no labor on the oil.
Okay. I'm okay with the 4,000, gentlemen. I just want to leave it there just in case we need it,
You
because,
want as a placeholder? Because
Well,
I'd
you had
like
to get a
I wanna make
50-gallon
sure
water
we-
heater last year somewhere, so these things are probably gonna happen again. They had to do a heating blowing unit in the garage, bought some labor to repair the motor in the
yeah,
garage.
the hot
so
water heater went bad, and they replaced that under this
it was
budget, so,
And that's old stuff.
$2,100 just on those two items.
yeah.
Wherever-
I'm okay with the 4,000.
Okay.
I'm okay with leaving it as a placeholder.
Okay.
If we don't spend it, Art, we don't spend it,
That
right?
viewpoint, that's fine. We can transfer it out
Yeah,
to trees
exactly.
in the spring.
Moving on to page
Thank you.
43, 901-263-15001, police vehicle tires, 7,000 requested, 7,000 budgeted. Are you okay with that?
What's the number on top?
Top of the page.
Top of the page, first line. Dr. Cassio, you okay with the 7,000? It's in line with what they've been spending?
Yeah, just, you talk about an increase from 15 to 19, you're talking, it's almost doubled. I don't know if that's because we have more new vehicles on the road.
I mean, from 18, we spent $6,800. I mean,
I know you want to look at the last one, but I'm just looking, going back 5 years, or 4 years is not a very long time, where it goes from 4 to 7. It's easy to see the gradual, and it doesn't go up too much, but even from 17 to 18, it went up.
well, 14, we put zero in. I mean, if you want to go that far, and we spent 4,000, so, I mean, there was a need, and I guess nobody was doing it, and now we're doing it.
Or there was, because it was appropriated and then we transferred it out. So my guess is in 14, it was spent in another line. I'm sure
Probably
we,
another-
I'm sure we
it was
bought
probably
tires.
It was probably somewhere else, we decided to make a tire line, which I think we broke it down.
Okay, so are we okay with the 7,000, gentlemen? Next item, fire vehicles, tires, 901-263-15002, 15,000 requested, 12,000 budgeted. Are we okay with the 12,000, gentlemen?
Again,
You don't know how many
Do we
you're
know
gonna
where
need.
catch up on that?
they only use
No,
7,000.
all the new tires, all the trucks have new tires, correct, Mr. Mayor? I think that's what the chief said.
I mean, they all, well, they
Do we wanna
spent
cut that
7,
down?
they doubled it.
What do you want to do?
You want to cut it to 10, gentlemen, just to leave something in there?
So the chief said that today they will have new tires?
I believe that's what
But
he said.
last year, they did a lot of tire work.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they all.
No, maybe not all,
Right,
but
but-
they were in
So
the
we did a
process of
lot-
replacing.
They did a lot for 7.
Mhm.
You're gonna put all new tires on all the vehicles again for,
Not all the
Double.
vehicles,
okay.
Even
They did
so
majority.
if it's half.
So do 10, let's just move it down. You okay with 10? That's why I asked. If we're
10
okay.
is good.
Mike, you okay with 10?
Yeah.
Cut $2,000 out of there?
In light of them spending,
It's not.
of doing it last.
Okay.
Okay. Police vehicles, equipment and repairs, 901-263-15004, 4,000 requested, 4,500 budgeted. Is that a typo, or is that a different request, Mr. Mayor? Under different budget.
That was increased by the mayor and I, because we want the police to do more outside repair as opposed to inside repair.
Correct.
We want to send them to the garage more than having our DMF do it?
Correct.
Is our garage not capable of doing it, or you want to free them up for other
You know,
things, or what's
that's
the?
just it, really need to frame up for,
I would say both, to a certain extent.
Is that going out to the
County,
county to do, or a private contract?
no.
mostly the county.
Are we okay with the 4,500, gentlemen? You're okay, Mr. Conlon? Mr. Bruno?
Yep.
Mr. Allman?
Yes, so we're going to try to move away from All-American?
All-American, we only use for specialty items, or if it's covered under, if part of it's covered under warranty. I know you
Yeah.
see certain bills, but
Okay.
could be split.
That's fine then.
Okay. Fire vehicle, equipment and repairs, 35,000 budgeted, 35,000 requested. Are we okay with that, gentlemen? Big decrease from last year.
You're going to spend it?
Let's hope not. It's simply one of those cases where we have some aging apparatus.
And you don't know
Something
what's
does
going to
go
break,
wrong,
yeah.
It's not going to be on the cheap side.
You know, when we talk about, what we budget and what we spend, if we don't spend it, it goes down through control, it just gets carried over. Anytime we budget more than we actually need, I get a little antsy with it.
Well, I think it's a moving target that you don't know what's going to break.
Of course it's a moving target. Of course, I mean, you went from 60, you had budgeted 60, you used 4. The year before, you budgeted 25, you used 14. In 16, you spent 1,133 more. So yeah, it's always a moving target, but it looks like every time we take something in, that number goes, as years go by, that number goes up. Because of the aging equipment, I understand, but
Are we okay with the 35, or do you gentlemen want to make it less?
You put it back to 25.
Mr. Bruno suggested we go to 25. Are you okay
I'd
with
be
that, gentlemen?
comfortable with knocking 10 off of that.
Mr. Allman, you okay with putting it at 25?
You can always transfer, right?
Yes.
If we have to.
Yes, but I just had one question. They go for P&M?
Yes.
Yearly, correct?
Well, I
I
think
don't know
quarterly.
the schedule.
I think whenever it's due, right? There's a chart?
It's definitely not quarterly.
Yeah.
Could be biannually.
By-
yeah.
okay. I think there was a
It's
list
either
of
bi
chief,
or
yeah.
annual.
Yeah.
Because, okay.
Are we okay with the 25 number, gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay, so Sue minus 10 on that one. Police equipment parts for inside repairs, 4,000 requested, 0 budgeted. That's because we're going to move to putting it outside, right, Mr.
Correct.
Toba? Okay. Fire equipment parts for inside repairs, 1,000.
Yes.
Yes. 1,000 requested, 1,000 budgeted for 901-263-15008. Okay with that, gentlemen?
Parts.
Parts for inside repairs, yeah.
I would leave it at 1,000 if they spent 1,300 last month.
Yeah, they spent 1,300, yeah.
Last year, I should say. But the police, are we going to do no maintenance in-house? I mean, like an oil change? I don't know if that's, would that be done, or are we shipping everything out?
Time and manpower permitting, there might be some minor things if we can give them a quick turnaround. For the most part, I think they're going to be going outside to be done because, that manpower needs to be used elsewhere.
Okay.
And also with the status of the DMF building, we want to outsource more because we may not have facilities for, not necessarily 2019, it won't happen that fast, but
Okay.
we want to set the ground.
Yeah.
So we'll,
Mr. Tovo, do you know what the average hourly rate for the DMF is offhand?
The average would have to be around 16? No, some of the senior guys added in, I'd say it's probably
Yeah. I would think
16 for the newer members and
Okay.
20 to 25 for the
Right.
senior.
So you could say probably on average, maybe 20,
18 to 20.
20 per hour,
Run this.
Yeah.
not including bennies and all that.
Right.
And you're talking oil change, you get it for $35, and then you have 2 guys on the road.
Mhm.
You know, so when you calculate that, it pays to send stuff out for minor.
Yeah.
minor
Depends
stuff.
on who drives it down.
That's true, that's true.
Okay. Next thing I have is police vehicle parts for inside repair, flipping the page. It's the first line, but the control line is on the following page on 43. 4,500 requested, 4,500 budgeted. 901-26315-010. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
I'm sorry, which one was that, Mike?
901-26315-010.
I mean, in looking at this,
Top of 44. Then
I'm
it comes
thinking-
over the page.
I guess we don't need parts then. We can make
Well-
this 0, right? Or we still, because we're not going to buy parts if we're not going to do inside repairs.
Well, here's the trick to that one. When we go to the county, if we bring filters and so forth, we're not paying the 15% on it.
Oh, okay.
So there are places where we can manipulate what we're paying to somebody else.
Oh, all right, that makes sense. It just didn't make sense because you're saying
Right.
not doing the repairs, but then you're gonna buy parts for the repairs, so if we bring them the parts, we're not paying the markup.
Right.
Gentlemen, we okay with the 4,500? It's the same as last year with Mr. Tovo's explanation of why we're keeping it?
Okay.
Why don't you take it down a little bit? You only spent, I mean, that's your, well.
35?
You got one abnormality.
Yeah, he's right.
You wanna make it
I would
3,500?
knock 1,000 off.
So gentlemen, you okay with 3,500 for this line?
27, 29, and 33, right?
Okay. We okay with 35, Mr. Ullman?
yes, I mean,
That should cover it, I would think.
Fire vehicle parts for inside repairs, 901-26315-011.
could you say something?
Yeah.
I think, so I understand we're not going to pay a 15% markup, but we have to, you know, we have to send someone down to pick up the parts. We have to process purchase orders, we have to process checks. To save 15% on 4,500, again, is it, you know, are we saving a penny to spend $1? So,
So we'd have to move this 3,500 into the other line item then, because you're gonna have to add those parts to that line item, just pay the county to do it, is what Mr. Ullman's saying.
I mean, like disc assembly, rotors, disc brakes, pads,
A lot of these things, Mike, I don't think we pay delivery on. They're either ordered with free shipping or the supplier includes the
you should bring
shipping
the mic a little
as
closer.
part of the
But you still have to have
price.
someone process the POs
mean,
and
you know,
all
it's-
that logistic stuff.
So we could just move this
actually
3,500 to the line item for outside repairs, and then it'll be the same thing, right? I mean, zero this line item out and move it to that, and pay the 15%.
Mr. Tovo, in your experience, which is the better deal?
I think with our long-term goal in mind, moving over to outside repair would be our best option.
The whole thing?
So just,
No,
gentlemen,
3,500.
so we're gonna move, we're
No,
gonna,
no, no, no.
we're gonna zero this line item out.
3,500 over to.
Outside
pay the
repairs.
15% on the stuff.
Correct.
So?
010 is gonna become 0, and we're gonna flip the page back, and for police vehicle, we gotta find outside repairs. So where are you, outside repairs?
The bottom. Police.
315,004.
004, it was 4,500, we're gonna add the 3,500 there for a total of 8,000 now. Right, gentlemen?
I agree with that.
Okay, so Sue, 901-26315-004 will become 8,000, and when we flip the page for police vehicle parts for inside repairs, it will be 0. Fire vehicle parts for inside repairs, 1,000 requested, 1,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen? It's a number, we don't know where it is, so it's just a placeholder, right? Okay. The next thing I have is,
Well, there's a reason why that number's there. The fire department, one of their volunteers is a mechanic with experience on the apparatus they have.
and sometimes he
So
does.
sometimes, yes.
Next thing I have is senior van maintenance and repairs, 901-26315-014, 2,000 requested, 1,000 budgeted. Would this just be for preventive maintenance?
It's a brand new bus.
Correct, it's a brand new
Right.
bus we just bought.
So It's just in case money.
I have down lettering for the van.
Yeah, this is the letter, right, because it's not lettered Township of Washington yet and all that?
I
So is that
wasn't-
enough?
I wasn't taking it out of there, I had a different line.
Oh, you have a different line item for
Yeah.
that, okay. So this would be, the 1,000 would be for oil change, any filters, whatever it may need. Gentlemen, we okay with the 1,000 for 014? Okay, I have nothing till, Recreation Superintendent. We did go over that because that was Mr. Sedek's.
We did, we covered
We
it.
did those. Those are both done. Next thing I have, keep flipping the page, keep flipping the
Does the
page.
summer rec, did that have to change? Or did
We changed it
agree?
already.
What do we change it to? Because I don't have it.
Which number are you looking for?
125.
125.
370,
I
125.
saw that.
370, 125 is 50,000.
Okay, so we,
I have a flag that I recalculate with
Yeah.
$50 per
For
participant or
the new
something like
Bethany
I
that.
had a
money.
flag,
I
too.
still have a
I didn't
flag
have that one
also.
flagged. Okay. Do we know what the new number is, Sue?
I mean, just what I sent you, what we did with the ordinance, that's all I know of as of right now.
Well, we don't know how many participants we're gonna have. That's gonna be a hard one, right?
This is the expense side, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
But are we paying, does this factor in? So the rec program last year was 48, 49, basically.
Yeah.
They spent what they requested. Is that going to go up as we move to Bethany? Because aren't we paying Bethany?
no, the parents are paying Bethany the additional $50 out of their fees.
But it
comes
has
to
pass.
us and.
Yeah, it's a
Yes, it
pass.
comes
It's
to
an
us,
expense
yes.
on our side, and then we're going to pay it out.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we should be netting down these things, because, again, we lose transparency to real cost. Because in theory, this whole section should be zero, because it's all self-funded.
Right.
So I think we should keep them gross, and the 50K, what is that actually going to be on a gross basis with the change in plan for rec?
But you don't know how many participants you're gonna have, so it's a moving target. Until next year,
It's all payroll money.
this is all payroll money, you're saying? So this is all for
This is the guy.
the kids.
the kids that work
The upgrade.
with children?
Yeah, we upgraded, who's the guy, Chris?
Chris.
Yes, good. Oh, so this is salary and wages really, not recreation summer. What's that?
All payroll.
Okay, so it's salary and wages, so we should add that to that line item.
Yeah, and I
No,
think.
that, you're right.
I think last year we kind of bumped them because,
He needed more people.
and him too, I think we upgraded him, so.
Yeah.
And it worked out well.
If I could, at this time, just add on to, I have an answer from Chris. The question came about why it was more for the before and after care. Considering the summer rec program, there was more contact hours. And the answer I got back today was, as per Chris, he said it's always been that way since he's been involved with it because of the before and after care. It's more of a babysitting service.
Paying the
You know,
premium.
so you're paying the people to be there with the kids.
And there's less kids.
That was the answer I got. It's been that way ever since he's been involved, and they've never changed it. Feeling it
And
worked.
it's similar to Westwood's, I think. It's almost exact.
So, that was that answer.
Are we okay with the 50,000 then for the program?
Did this come from him?
Yes, right, Mr. Mayor, you guys
No,
met with
from,
Chris?
Chris?
I'm okay with it.
What's his name?
Chris Pinto.
Is he on this list?
He teaches.
He probably is not either, right, on this list?
I don't think.
No. 'Cause,
No summer,
It's
other-
probably, yeah. Seasonal probably didn't make it to here. We just looked at payroll to put it together. So we'll get him added also.
Are we okay with the 50,000, gentlemen?
I'm okay with it.
Yes.
Mr. Almond?
Yeah.
Mr. Bruno? Yep. All right, flipping the pages, the next flag or missing I have is on the bottom of page 52, rehabilitation of Memorial Field, 40,000 requested, 40,000 budgeted. I have that flagged as my next item on page 52, the bottom. I guess you were going to bring us some information, Mr. Cumming?
We have some,
You want to just discuss it without?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
What are we doing, the rehabilitation?
Yeah, we're on rehabilitation of Memorial Field,
Yes,
90128.
Sure thing.
I see the blankets were installed, thank you very much.
Yes, we're looking
were?
forward to hoping.
The blankets are installed, they look.
Blankets, we'll
Yes.
put down in the middle, two of them,
Good.
we'll put in the middle of the
Very
football
nice.
area.
So Mr. Cumming has provided a proposal to everybody. Mr. Cumming, you want to explain it, or?
This is a proposal for a generous program from Memorial, which needs all the help it can get, as you all know. We're going to core aerate, split seed, top dress twice this season. Top dressing is a very, very fine layer of topsoil, the best, which is then put on top of the existing turf. We're going to be able to reuse the turf blankets that were put down. They will be good for about 10 years. DMF is going to help take them up,
Yep.
learn how to store them in, I guess, the trailer thing, the Sealand container in the parking lot or wherever, and then they'll be put down at the next season earlier on so that the grass can have even more advantage. This includes top dressing, heavy-duty field
Dr. Cassio, you need a
blankets.
copy?
No, I'm.
Do we have enough?
Do you have an
copies?
extra?
You can take my
I
copy.
had like 6, I'm sorry.
You could have my copy, Mike.
At home quickly at the end of the day, and I can make
with the
more
chair
for
for
you.
now.
It's okay.
I will be forwarding you the complete email also from Perennial that outlines this plus a
Have we
little
gotten multiple
discussion.
quotes, Mr. Cummings, so we're not breaking any laws?
We're under $40,000.
But we don't have a
We're still
QPA
getting
any
more
longer.
quotes.
I'm sorry.
We don't have a
We're still in
QPA
the
anymore.
quotes.
Okay. I'll work on getting 2 others
What's that?
then.
We appointed Judy as our.
She's not a QPA.
Doesn't matter. Serving
She's
temporary
acting in-
QPA.
Oh, as long as she's a temporary, she's fine, as long, okay.
She's going for the classes.
Okay.
and, yeah.
So, yes or no?
We're fine to discuss it, we just need to get other quotes. I know I have one other that's higher than this one,
Yeah.
so. And there's also another alternative, and that would be to use our DMF people to do the fields.
We've tried this and it does not work. I do not want to even entertain that.
In my experience, I've tried this and this doesn't work.
Well, last year, they were supposed to do this and couldn't get to it. Yeah.
You were talking about saving time, getting
Yes.
stuff down to, doing other things. It will,
They promised me
it will not
several
work.
aerations and didn't get there.
Yeah, they couldn't do it. They didn't have the aeration machine, they didn't have the manpower.
And I realize that there's some equipment we'll have to purchase going forward, but,
There's a lot of streets that need crosswalks painted. There's a lot of street signs that need to be erected. There's a lot of stop signs that need to be erected, that they can be.
Storm drains cleaned?
Storm drains
It's
cleaned,
a
catch basins.
single source
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah.
And he is a good contractor who does many other schools.
Well, I'm just saying, we tried this last year.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
And it didn't work, and I think we've given
At
them
all.
more responsibilities, that I'd rather see them painting crosswalks, which we haven't done in 2 years,
I'd like
which
to
you
have a
don't know about because you
I'd
aren't
like to have a
here.
professional do it.
This is a
Professional.
professional.
I'm
doing-
saying they're professionals, our DMF is
This
professionals,
is the
but
best
not
I
in
can
this,
come up with.
this area.
This is a professional doing everything but the cutting. And we're asking for a new tractor, possibly with an aerator, so that we can get the aeration done
On a
as
more
often as
continual basis.
possible, on a continual basis. And this is the program that will help this.
So before you got here, Bob, Mr. Cumming had come up with this plan, and he tried to execute it, and it couldn't happen because we were so short-staffed, and we have so many other things to do. And we asked him to go out to get a proposal before you got here, and that's what this is coming from. So I think we need to give it a year to outsource it and see what happens, and let our DMF continue on the great job that they're doing on all their other duties they need to do. And I think that's my recommendation, gentlemen. I don't know what you think.
Please, thank you very much.
so cutting would be their only responsibility.
And they will,
And clean
and they
up.
will, and they will work with, I talked to Mr. Cumming with this. Perennial will tell them the depth of the cut that they need to cut. Correct, Mr.
Yeah, we're
Cumming?
gonna leave it a little longer.
Yes. When it's supposed to be longer, we're gonna leave it longer, and when it's supposed to be shorter because of the,
Heat, sun exposure, when it gets beaten up.
correct.
This is a good program.
He's gonna tell us how much water we need, right? He's gonna.
Yes.
Perennial's gonna tell
Yes.
them how long to set the sprinkler times.
Can I just Just so, can you just go through this? I'm sorry. So,
Sorry.
the field be core aerated. I know aerated, but core aerated, does that mean anything?
That means a plug
Plug is pulled out.
This machine takes a plug out of the field, looks like a cork, out of a wine
So
bottle.
it's like they do in the golf
Throws it.
courses.
Then
Yes,
they have
it's
to run
exactly the same
another-
thing.
Another machine over the field with a piece of, it looks like chain link fence on a bar, to break the cores up, fill the holes. In the meantime, we've seeded, so we're now throwing a little dirt from our own field back on top of that seed.
Okay, is that slit seated? What's that? That's
Slit seeding is where a knife goes along and makes a furrow half an inch deep in the field, and the seeds fall in those furrows, which is the right depth for a grass seed to be planted.
Okay.
And then
drop-
some of them
dressed?
germinate in 5 days and some germinate in 14 days.
And top dressed?
Top dressing is a very, very fine topsoil
Okay,
that is thinly spread over the entire field
okay.
area. It's expensive.
It's like smooth things out, Art, if I'm,
It's like icing on the cake.
okay?
Is that?
I like cake.
Does that work?
2 icing on the cake.
Yeah.
No, I think it's fine. I mean, you know.
This is
I
a
just
great
wanna-
program because
We'll-
we need to add the soil for the erosion that has occurred. Unfortunately, over the past couple of years, we've had a lot more rain, and we've had rain coming down the hill across the field. Things get washed away. We're going to get slit seeding, which is the best kind of seeding to get us started with the grass regrowing during the year.
I just ask about the top dressing and any materials they bring in, because the last attempts introduced quite a bit of rock. So I don't know,
Quite a bit of
rocks,
what?
rocks.
Really?
Yes, so I don't know if it was the quality of the materials brought in, I should say, but is this screened, clean?
Yes.
You know, of the highest
This is
quality?
even better than topsoil.
Okay.
This is the creme de la creme.
It says angular sand top dressing. Sounds impressive, so.
50 tons.
You go back and forth. so you
Big
cover the
area.
whole
Is that a lot?
No, it's not much.
No? Okay.
thing. Well,
It's a lot, but not,
it's a lot.
The size of the field, when you spread it.
when you spread it, it becomes
Right,
nothing.
right.
That's a huge field, but when you spread it out, it's gonna come to be about half an inch thick.
I don't think it's that much, so,
If that.
nah.
And then you're gonna seed,
Quarter to
you're
16.
gonna overseed the field at 5 pounds per 1,000 feet. Is that 2 times a year?
Yes,
And the other one is athletic field mixture, twice a year.
Mhm.
What is that? Different than?
That's a
those?
different seed blend,
Those are one.
yes.
Yeah, looks fine. Fertilizer application 6 times, so I guess that's all healthy stuff, so we don't get this runoff like everyone would.
There won't be any insecticides included.
Okay.
And
Although
also,
this is a certified contractor who can put these things down, which our guys were not licensed properly to put these things down before.
correct, that's what I brought up.
so between
Well, they
this
are now.
and moving
got
the
a
summer
pesticide
rec
license?
program to
You got, of
Bethany,
course,
the field should get a pretty good shot
I
of,
think it's good.
yeah.
today.
Oh, you
This
passed?
is the best we can do to make
And
silk purse
We
out
have a
of
couple
this
lined
house
up
here.
for other turf maintenance.
Good.
I think what you did last
We
year,
were
the sheriff's
anticipating
department
taking
It was
over.
great.
was
So they'll
looked
actually
like a nice
disappoint,
one
but
to me.
If you liked what
Well, I
happened
don't have
last,
a problem with them.
Excuse me,
So we'll see how this year goes.
if you liked what happened last year, you're gonna love what this will do.
The blankets are, Midland Park has put blankets on their field for the last 20-something years. And it goes on every Halloween, I call it, and it comes off every spring. And it looks like a chia pet. When this is done, Bob, I don't know if you've ever seen it, it's gonna look, that white
grass
blanket's
grows
gonna,
up through
grows
there.
right through it, it looks like a chia pet.
City Lane, Hohokus does it every year.
Yeah, Hohokus does it,
Watch every
yeah,
year.
exactly.
I have to credit Mr. DeSena, who's been around to multiple softball fields.
Baseball, no girls, sorry.
Baseball, sorry, whatever, and brought me forward a little bit into the turf playing.
I'm glad, because it really works.
Okay, it's enough on
It's
turf
new,
blanket, let's
it's a
go.
new development, and
We
it's
don't-
real helpful.
We don't have any problems with accessibility to the field, given that it's a public space. That,
No,
We have-
We have the right to close it for maintenance.
okay. And it's not closed, but you
Yeah,
can't.
you still go around it, you know,
Okay,
so.
all right.
So this is a good program, good,
All
strong
right.
program.
So
that we need.
901-28377, 240,000, we're okay with, gentlemen, thank you. Also, Mr. Imbrado from Let It Grow Landscaping has donated 100 tons of clay to the township this year. So it'll be delivered, I spoke to Mr. Scuderi and Mr. Lawler today.
Did
We
anybody
made
not get a copy?
all the arrangements, it came up very quickly. They're working on a project and they have it left over. They could have gave us 200 tons, but we're only taking 100 tons of it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
So
Thank you.
he'll be
Faith.
donating for free and delivering it to Township, 100 tons of clay. So none of our programs will have to buy clay this year, which is a great,
Yeah.
so thank you to the Let It Grow and the
Yes.
Imbrado family.
Clark Field too?
All the fields, he's going to drop 25 tons off at Sherry, 25 tons at Gardner, 25 tons at Clark, and 25 tons at Memorial,
Wow.
Nice.
for free.
So maybe one meeting we should have a recognition.
Yes, we could do
I think
something.
so.
Okay.
And if you need more information, we can get Dan from Perennial to come in and further describe the program.
Okay. Next thing I have is on page 54, holidays, celebrations, and remembrances, 901-30420-001, 24,000 requested, 24,000 budgeted. Are we okay with this number, gentlemen?
And this is for what exactly? All the town days?
No, this is for the, no, this is holidays,
Concerts?
celebrations, and remembrances, so.
24?
Holidays?
1,000?
See what came out of it last year, I don't remember offhand.
Yeah, we spent 22 last year, boss.
Well, we spent 23, it was $4, yeah.
Yeah, 23.
So it's page 136 of the
I'm an
actual.
optimist.
I wish my bank account was an optimist like you, Mr.
Yeah. Maybe I should have noticed the nines.
Looks like a lot of the concerts and
Yeah,
I see the stage rental in here.
Memorial Day service food. Yeah, it's all concert stuff. It looks like.
Mhm. Which, again, a lot of it, we got back on sponsorship.
The new lights and stuff for the holiday display, right? That came out of there also?
Doing the snowmobile, whatever it is.
I
Showmobile,
don't, I
sorry.
think that came out of another line
Another
item,
one?
Mike.
Which one?
The, think the new holiday lights that we had purchased.
Yeah, there was a line for decoration,
Yeah.
wasn't there?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was the price, it was our portion of the bands, right? For Bon Journey, Radio Nashville,
Correct.
B Street, all those. That was included in that, right?
Right, yeah. All the Riverdale things are the stage.
So what's the plan on the concerts?
The current, at least preliminary plan is we will be cutting back to 2 instead of the 4 we had last year.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So,
Do we know what bands are coming yet, Mr. Mayor?
Working on booking them right now, so don't want to make any premature announcements.
That's fine, no,
Mhm,
just,
so if we're cutting the bands in half and the majority of this, or that we're cutting the concerts in half,
Mhm.
and a good portion of this was related to the concerts,
Yeah, this was, this 24 number was before we had decided we were cutting it in half.
So what do you-
I would say
put 15
15, yes.
15, gentlemen, are you okay with 15?
yes, so the,
Mr. Bruno, you okay with 15 before we discuss?
Is that 01?
Yes.
001, yes.
15.
Yep.
similar to the calendar, I had asked about Town Day, not Town Day, well, I asked about Town Day and the concerts. Again, understanding what we're funding, what we're bringing in, and what they cost.
I can tell you quickly that the sponsor income was 18,000 on the concerts from the sponsors.
That was for that total line item, Mr. Mayor? For 001?
Yes,
So it cost us 23 and we brought in 18,000 in sponsors alone?
correct.
Wow, that's pretty good. So it cost us
Yeah,
like
not much.
$1,500 a concert and the other remembrances, that's not bad at all.
Right.
So we'll be up 3,000 next year.
I don't want
Wishful
to.
thinking.
Is that in here?
I'm just kidding, yeah.
Is the revenue side in here?
I'm not seeing it in here.
It's expenditures.
I mean,
But I know for sure that's what, because there were only 3 sponsors, and I know what they gave offhand.
and that was the only revenue?
That was the only revenue, yes.
And these are all the expenses related to that?
I believe so. The stage was the biggest one, and the bands themselves. That was it as far as expenses.
Are we okay with the 15,000, gentlemen?
Yeah, so we have a schedule of miscellaneous revenues, and one of them is miscellaneous, but it's 17,905, so that's probably the 18, because that's the only one that's not identified. Everything else we've identified,
Okay.
but that one isn't, it says miscellaneous.
So that's probably your
Guess it's-
18,000.
Yeah, it's very close, so I don't know what the difference is, but yes.
Yeah, but then we also have revenue on the calendar, is that there?
I don't see that, no. We have state inspection, county reimbursement, open space, towing fees, property maintenance fees, sale of assets, tree removal, FEMA reimbursements, rental fees, Washington Avenue. Well, that's probably the house.
Pavil-
yes.
Yeah, the house. yeah.
Insurance dividends, county snow, senior deduction administration fees, and miscellaneous. So miscellaneous is miscellaneous, so I don't know what's,
So, again, you know, if it's
that one I don't know.
that simple.
Yeah, so if it's, so there should be, what'd you say, the calendar?
Calendar, the true cost of the calendar, the true cost of Town Day, and the true cost of the concerts. I mean, these are, you know, sort of, what's the word? Non-essential items that are provided to the residents, but we should, you know, understand.
Yeah, I don't see any other revenues here, so I don't know.
Thank you.
Judy, you'll have to ask. Or Bob, maybe.
Okay, so we're okay with the 15,000, so we're going to deduct 9,000 there, right,
We're
Tom?
doing revenues on Saturday, Mr. Bruno.
Town Day, 901-30420-002, 22,000 requested, 22,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
No.
So this is 420,002. 420,002.
Why is that, Mr. Ullman?
Again, I think last year we, if I'm not mistaken, we brought in other vendors or outside food vendors. You know, are we going to continue with that? Because yeah, perhaps they didn't want to, perhaps it was the way it was presented. But, you know, if we're going to use town funds to promote Town Day, I would think that we should have town vendors.
We did have town vendors.
The food?
Yeah, Lily's was there, Originals.
No, not last year.
Oh, that was the
We
year
had the
before?
food trucks, remember, that were.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking 2 years ago
Right.
when they were there.
Yeah.
Well, I have a problem with the food trucks because they destroyed Memorial Field when they drove on it. I know it rained.
Yeah,
But if we're bringing the food trucks back, which I do not want them on the field, either they
Yeah,
park on
on
School Street,
That would be the intent.
either we close School Street down and they park on School Street.
Yes.
But if we're gonna
They're
have
not going on the
if
field.
we're having Mr.
Right.
Cumming do all this work, they
Right.
rutted up the entire field.
Yeah.
The children didn't do any problem, the horses, the ponies didn't do any problems, but those
Yeah.
food trucks did a lot of damage
Yeah.
that our DMF had to repair.
Yeah.
So I agree with you,
That's
Mike,
already
on
given.
that. If we're gonna do food trucks, I
Yeah, they
don't
won't be on
want
the
it.
field.
Well, I think, I preferred the year before where, you know, we had, I think Food Town was there last year
Local
selling hot
vendors, we're
dogs.
looking for local vendors, I think,
Yeah.
for this event, because it's something that. the
Promotes
town-
our local, Lily's was there the year
It promotes
before,
our
Chinese
town.
restaurant.
And I think that's probably the more appropriate, if we're gonna spend money with this, we wanna bring revenue into the town and promote our town.
Did we charge the food trucks to be there, or they just came and we,
It was a break, they just came and whatever they.
I'd rather ask Original and Chinese restaurant, and
Again, you know,
Lily's and all that.
We try and, you know, switch it around every few years. I think the town vendors even like that because, you know, it's not a money maker for them, it's just marketing, you know, based on what they charge. So let me say, we usually work hand in hand with them every year to see, all right, you know, do you want to do it this year, or do you want a year?
I'd like
off?
2019 be a year we do it with the vendors if we can.
I will,
Right,
That's
Mr.
what
Allman, are
they're
you okay with that?
Our locals.
Our locals.
yeah.
And is there revenue to Town Day at all?
Yes, there is.
The sponsors, right?
Yeah, I don't claim to remember the amount because there's a lot of sponsors for that.
But we're taking our portion out of the surplus reserve, right, Mr.?
Yes.
Right, that's what we did last year, we said the same thing. So it should have been a zero, because we should have took it out of the reserves that were built up for years where we didn't spend the money.
Yeah, we had 86,000 in it, so I don't know what came out.
I think the way we handled,
didn't spend 86, I know.
Mr. Mayor, I think we should handle all the things for the children at $5 again, including the pony rides, because I thought
Right.
it was ludicrous 2 years ago when we were charging $5 for a 2-second pony ride, and, you know, not because I spent $20 because my little guy wanted 4 rides, but I don't think it's fair to the residents that, you know, we gouge them on, you know, we invite them to Town Day and then we gouge them on.
So I'm sorry, what are you suggesting?
The wristband again, for $5, you go on everything you want again, and we.
Even the ponies?
I think last year was
You might
everything.
have certain people monopolizing that, and so that's why, you know, again, we're trying to find a balance. You know, otherwise someone may never get off and say, hey, it's unlimited,
Yeah, all right.
I want to ride, so.
2 pony rides included or
Yeah,
something, I don't know.
Right, yeah.
You like the pony rides?
My 5-year-old does, I don't. But the year before, we got gouged because it was like $10 for a wristband to go on the balloon, the blow-ups, and another, you know, it was like, wait a minute, I got invited to Town Day, and
Yeah, no,
could have went to the restaurant and spent less, but,
It's a service to the residents,
Yes.
that's why we're doing it.
You know, I think the only other thing, the last thing I would say on Town Day is I think it was positioned when, at least when it was in-town merchants, it was like a tasting for $1 or $2. The food trucks were full freight.
correct, they were full freight. It was like $9 for a sandwich and $20 for a rack of ribs. It was ridiculous, it was a little too much, yeah.
Yeah,
I did get a bunch of feedback from that.
yeah, I mean, it's always both sides, you know, some people said, oh, we like the variety and different food trucks you had, so, you know, it's a balancing act
Understood.
every year.
I guess the council's recommendation is we get the locals back this year.
We will certainly ask.
All right?
And if you don't have support of enough locals.
Then you gotta
we
get
should
the
go
food trucks.
We should, no, you don't have to go food truck, you can do surrounding towns that have vendors.
I'm sure
Okay.
Westwood wouldn't mind.
Westwood wouldn't mind, you know, Ridgewood, because these are local, because our community just doesn't stay here to eat.
Okay.
They go to other local municipalities,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, good. Are we okay with
Are you cooking or
002?
something, what are you doing? No?
No comment.
Well, it's free ice cream, it was free ice cream at Dairy Queen today, and I didn't get it, damn it.
It was?
Yeah, it's first day of spring, free ice
Why
cream at
didn't you
Dairy.
text me?
And Rita's, either a free lemon ice today or free ice cream at Dairy
Well,
Queen.
Now you tell us.
Now you tell
We
us.
could have put that on the Facebook.
That's what the Facebook is for, exactly.
Money well spent.
Going down, firehouse electricity, 90131.
Michael.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
So this spring, we will have a new memorial at the library? Is it-
It's anticipated to be done at
So,
that point.
do
I
we,
guess I better hand in my bricks.
do we
My
need to
requests.
Yes.
for bricks.
do anything for that? Or should we want to? And I think we do. I mean, although this,
Eagle Scout project by
Eagle
Mr.
Scout project.
Stickle, yes.
you know, he's funding it through his donations and fundraising.
Yeah.
You know, it is going to be a benefit to the town. It's in front of the library. Do we want to account for that at all? You know, maybe even if we just put some money in for beverages, food and beverages, maybe the library could host it. I don't know, but, you know, I think it's going to be it's a rather significant achievement. It's high visibility, and if it can be coordinated with.
So you mean just something like a ceremony to christen it and welcome it
Yes.
to the neighborhood?
I would think so, especially if it could be combined with Memorial Day, if it's going to be ready. Again, it's Mr. Stickles' project, but, I mean, even if we put 1,000.
I think we could transfer something from some
Okay.
way or take it out of the town day surplus. I don't think we need to.
All right.
But I agree with you,
Or we
Mike.
might get a
should-
sponsor
Or we may get a
for that.
sponsor, maybe Food Town can pitch in,
Right.
or the library board can pitch
Yeah,
in or
but
something.
very good idea.
All right, firehouse electricity, 901-31430-001, 10,000 budgeted, 10,000 requested. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
I would say no based on the run rate, unless that's not a good run rate. And did Art some of the electricity work you did was in the firehouse?
Yes. I hope you're going to be pleasantly surprised and find the bill cut in half.
I don't think it's gonna be cut in half. We didn't put new boilers or anything. We just cut some lights. This is
Well,
probably,
we
a lot of
did
it's
put
getting.
furnaces in.
Oh, you did?
Some furnaces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And
this
a
is just,
boiler at the library.
well, this is just electricity. Is this electricity and gas? Mrs.
No.
Doe?
No,
Separate.
gas
I
separate.
think it's just electricity.
Yeah.
We want to cut it down to 8,000, gentlemen, since,
Actually, I don't.
But look at
I'm
the prior
thinking-
years.
Why don't we pull it out at the end of the year? When
And
we
I don't
find
think all
out
the
how much
bills are
we've
here.
actually spent.
I don't think the bill, you're right,
We
we're missing a
can.
bill.
Well, and we probably, those will change now with the new lighting, so,
It'll be less, yeah.
yeah.
It'll be less, but I don't think all the bills are in this.
Run rate, so this run date.
I agree.
Should have, and I
They're not.
didn't get a chance to download any
So we leave it at 10, gentlemen?
one-month
Yes.
bills yet.
Okay, moving on. DMF building electricity, 14,000 requested, 14,000 budgeted
There's a lot more electric heaters and heaters
in DMF.
and jacks and pumps and all sorts of nonsense in there.
I would say we leave all the electric the same and then adjust next year when we have a year's worth of
Yeah.
bills with the new.
Okay, we okay with the
Lighting.
14,000 for DMF, gentlemen?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno? Town hall electricity, 35,000 requested, 35,000 budgeted. I think we're missing the last quarterly bills on the run rate, right? It looks
I
like.
don't want to say quarterly,
But
but I
a
know.
couple months, yeah.
Came in late, yeah.
Yeah. Are we okay with the 35,000, gentlemen? It's gonna come in less because Mr. Cumming replaced all the bulbs in the building
Absolutely.
and all the compressors and the boilers, so.
Yeah, but we're at these meetings a lot at night, so I don't know if we're gonna break even.
We're
should probably
gonna
leave
get an
now,
energy
then.
management system this next year that's.
Are we okay with the 35?
Everything off
Yes.
after we
I'm
leave.
good
All
with
right.
it.
Street lights and traffic controls, 901-31435-000, 60,000 requested, 60,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
No comment on that, no effect on that.
So, what's going on? And Mr. Tova, I realize this predates you. Do we know what's going on here? I mean, page 141 or 140? It's, we have 8 lines that were paid in February, 8 lines that were paid in March, and that's pretty consistent. And then we get to August, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months paid. So maybe that is the full year. I mean, I'm looking at the payment date, which is right next to the dollar amount.
There's 11 payments at about 4,000 plus. Is that what you're looking at?
Yes,
Yeah.
but they're all paid in August. So I don't understand how they're paid in August.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Let me see
5, 6,
August.
7.
What's the EN, is that the encumbered date?
Which one?
See the trans amount?
Let's go, you're on 141, right, page 141?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a top number, 467224, right?
Yep.
Paid in April. For April 27, check 3602.
Yeah, but we paid one in March too, Bob, on the previous
Yeah,
page.
no, I'm looking at it,
Yeah,
yeah.
470606.
If you go to page 142, if you flip down to 142,
Oh, I didn't see on top there. There is 12. Yeah,
Air conditioning
142.
spike.
so what's going on? You see all these, the column next to the dollar amount? It starts EN and then 0821.
Encumbrance, I think.
Like, why are these
Yeah,
all
I
being,
think that's right.
Well, maybe not, that's all August, that's a lot to encumber in that month.
that's what I'm
They
saying.
encumbered everything in August, if
So
that's
what's-
correct.
Maybe it was a blanket. It might have been a blanket.
No, we don't have a
Also,
blanket.
when did Dina start?
I was around then.
Yeah, because it could be we were behind, well,
PO line item, first encumbrance dates.
There's only like, if you look at the checks, Mike, there's only like 4 or 5 checks for all of this. Right, check number?
All right, I don't want to get us
36,
offline, because I
538.
think I already did.
Okay, we
It's
okay?
fine.
But to your point, Mr. Ullman, yes, there was a problem with the utility bills, even the manner in which we were receiving them, and making sense of what they were for. Dina has worked through that, but only recently resolved all of it, so.
So we okay with the 60K, gentlemen, for 901-31435?
Yes.
Next line item, administrative offices, telephone, 901-31440-603, 40,000 requested, 40,000 budgeted. Any reason, are we missing bills, Mr. Tova, you think, for 2018? I
Yeah,
think-
this is a lease and maintenance amount,
So this is
the
a,
contracted number, so there must be a bill we haven't received yet, but this contract will, the lease, I'm sorry, will end this year.
then we own the phone system other than maintenance.
Correct.
Okay. Gentlemen, we okay with the 40K? That's the last lease year payments? So next year, this should drop to just a maintenance number.
Correct.
We good with that, gentlemen?
What's the maintenance number?
I don't know if they know it yet.
It's built into that number, but I'm looking at a different vendor who will give us better service.
Okay.
Great.
So going to page 36, the next line we have is water,
56, you mean?
56?
56, excuse me, 901-31445-000, 11,000 requested, 11,000 budgeted. Are we okay with the 11,000 for water?
As long as it's hot.
So it looks like most of these, in the 18s, the actuals, all the bills did not come in.
Yeah, we're missing the last quarter, or the last couple months, or whatever it may be.
I'm okay with it.
Next line, firehouse gas, natural, 901-31446-001, 3,500 requested, 3,500 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
How can you not be?
Did we place anything in that building?
You didn't put any new
No.
boilers or
No.
anything, right?
No. The
All right.
heating system was up to date and efficient, so it didn't get replaced.
Okay. Next line, DMF building, gas, natural, 901-31446-002, 3,000 requested, 3,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
Nothing replaced in that.
Building either?
Like the ceiling hanging heaters
Okay.
primarily, and the doors are open half the time, and the other half the
Yeah.
time the unit's running wild anyway. There's very little you can do about it.
Okay. So we okay with 002, gentlemen? All right. 003, town hall gas, natural, 7,000 requested, 7,000 budgeted.
I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised, the rest of the units that were not high efficiency were replaced with high efficiency. Hopefully, it'll come in at 2/3 of that.
Okay, we okay with 003, gentlemen? Sanitary sewer fees, BCUA, 901-31455-200, 824-352 requested, and 835 budgeted.
I'd like to amend that. We
Yep.
just recently received our yearly bill, and it is $739,025.
739,025, this is for 2019, correct?
Why the dramatic drop? Any idea?
There was a freeze on the rates, and so therefore it's based on flows, and our flows were came in less last year than where they were projected, so our numbers gone down.
So we're billed prospectively on our prior billing? Is that-
Yeah, well, they'll look at our flows from the last year to create the current year billing. So flows are down, rate was flat, so that brought our number down.
Sue, I want to just put it on record that I am abstaining from this line item because, so,
Because why?
Dr. Casco, because it involves my
Your
position at work, so.
Okay.
They are a customer of ours, so I do not want to be involved with this line. So Dr.
Okay, I
Casio,
will-
If we cut it, will you get a raise this year?
no, I will not, Mr. Alderman.
Okay, so
Cut it more.
in that respect, Mr. Tova says the price is 139, correct?
No,
$739.
739. So do I have
739,025.
Correct.
25? So are you good with that number, everyone?
Right away.
Mike?
I'm good with that number, but taking 100,000 out based on the run rate,
It could be a problem next year if it goes up.
so,
Want to
again,
go half? Go to 780?
I mean,
Because it's an unrealistic number if it goes up again next year, you're right.
right,
Well, it's contractual, so,
But it's a one-year contract.
yeah, I understand.
If
we
we get a
make it 739, I mean,
We'll
we're,
get whacked next year.
some of the increases, some of the big increases that we are proposing this year won't be there next year in other line items. So why don't we make it the actual, and we'll see where we wind up with our net increase to the
So I have 3 for this, for the actual, for the 739,
739 once.
Oh,
Yes.
25.
025. Okay,
You do the next one too, Mr.
okay, no problem. Looks like we don't have all of the billing in for 456,200. I'm assuming we're missing something. So 80's requested.
And we
80's
will be,
recommended.
we will be near that number.
Do we need that number? Are you good with that, people? Bob?
Hang on one second.
That's what we pay to other towns.
So we have Ridgewood,
With 31.
Ridgewood, Hillsdale,
At
Hostess,
Hohokus, but they didn't bill us last year,
Right.
which we're addressing with them now.
That's a constant with them. They have
Yeah.
billed us numerous
Timely.
years, you know, and usually you get one bill every 3 or 4 years.
Right, we're
And we get
addressing
hit.
that with
Oh, we
them.
gotta
They said
play
that
catch
won't
up,
work
yeah.
Right.
anymore.
So, but Mr. Toby, you feel comfortable if the bill comes from Hillsdale, that'll cover it?
I do.
Okay.
Well, we're currently
I think
caught up.
okay,
Well, there's got to be a bill missing here because you're way under, so.
yes,
Well,
we didn't get Hohokus.
Pahokis.
yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Mr. Elman, you good with 80?
Yeah, that's,
How much is Hohokus, do we know? Any idea?
Thank you.
Roughly? Is it the
We don't know.
difference?
I'm going to guess it's 40, like,
Okay, so it's the difference?
I'm hoping.
Art, you good with it?
Yeah, yeah.
And Bob, you good with it?
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, thank
Yeah,
you.
because I
Dr.
think
no
Cascio.
problem.
What we're gonna need.
Police gasoline diesel, 90131460001, 17 requested, 17 budgeted. Is this due to our new shared service agreement with the county and the less cost of fuel?
It is.
Gentlemen, are we okay with the 17K?
Boy, that looks good.
And it's working very well so far.
It's working
right,
very
Bob?
well, I heard, right?
Yes.
Cool.
It's a key fob, right? They pull up, they know which car is getting fuel, how much fuel we get, right? We get the
And who's-
efficiency.
And who's fueling it?
Who's fueling it and everything. It's great.
Yeah.
And they'll run us a report, so,
What's that?
and we'll get monthly reports.
And we get a report monthly of who fuel, what
Well, as
vehicle.
of right now, they're not sure if they're gonna bill us monthly or quarterly, and I'm like,
Hey, whatever it is, it
well, I
is.
prefer monthly, but yeah, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
And all of our vehicles
Yes.
are going through that?
DMF, fire, police.
I think it was like a huge savings per gallon.
Yeah.
We're getting because the county's buying in such big bulk. It's a huge, because we were at the whim of whatever the number was posted on when we pulled up the fuel, right, Mr. Tova, before?
We're comparing the retail we were paying compared to what the county is charging even with their administrative fee. We're 30 to 50% less per gallon.
Not that much.
It's a big number, that's why.
That's a huge number.
When
And
the
that
mayor
does
and I-
fluctuate, but
Yeah, when the mayor and I met with the county executive, it was a win-win for us.
Yeah.
Even the salt and the
Right.
brine was a win-win.
In the, just, not that it really matters, but the DMF loaders, do they just go local, or are they fueled here, or do they take those down?
Everything is fueled there. Remember, we have some tanks on some of our trucks, sometimes get filled, the refill vehicles here.
Oh, okay,
So-
all right. I didn't
Yeah, they're
realize
not
we
all
had-
driving down there.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I
fuel
didn't
there.
realize we had,
Yeah, we have the auxiliary tanks on some of the trucks with the pump on the back, so they got with the gas handle on the back. All right, so we okay with 001, police gasoline diesel? Next line item is DMF gasoline diesel,
Or
20.
skip fire, that spans pages.
Oh, I'm sorry, it does, the fire department gasoline diesel, 9013146042002, 4,000 requested, 4,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
That reflects the saving with the
Yep,
county?
it reflects the
Yeah.
savings again. Next line, DMF gasoline diesel, 90131460003, 21 requested, 21 budgeted. Again, that reflects the savings at the county shared service agreement. Thank you.
Speaking of shared service, while we're on televised, we do have a shared service meeting tomorrow night at 7:30. And Art, if you're available, we'd love to have you.
Third floor, right?
Yep,
See,
Who are you meeting with, Chad? With West?
whoever shows up.
whoever shows up in the surrounding towns, Westwood, Oakus.
It's an open invite.
Hillsdale, Emerson.
Senior citizen van gasoline, 2,000 requested, 2,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
Mhm.
Landfill and dumping fees, debris program, 901-32465-000, 68,000 requested, 68,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
I got a question. What's the difference between landfill, dumping fee, debris program? So what, is this the curbside pickup?
These are bulk pickup.
It's our bulk pickup and the Saturday, and the DMF
yard.
and the
Yeah.
when the DMF yard is open, so it's all,
So this is not lawn?
yes, this is lawn.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? We talked about it up here.
Leaf, the leaf one you're talking about?
The leaf, and isn't there a second line item on that? After leaf?
Leaf and one was
It was recycling. Recycling was the other one. Curbside recycling.
And this is,
This is curbside grass pickup and branch and debris pickup, the once a month heavy waste, and the DMF debris that's created when everybody comes here and dumps at the yard on Tuesdays and all
And
week long, and
Saturdays.
Saturdays.
We don't do anything with the permits anymore, right?
What do you mean do anything with them?
When they have to come, we had to show permits one year, it was a big hot topic.
You still do. You still have to show your permit. Unless they know who you are, Mr. Bruno. You are a
Yeah, I
councilman.
mean, it could be random
I don't know.
checking.
I don't know if they do or they don't, I'm just asking.
I've seen people there show theirs and
Yeah,
they will
sometimes.
be asked for it because they're not sure who they are.
Yeah, yeah.
so,
But I don't think it's as vigilant as it was
Right.
where the mayor was standing there asking for it, yes. I don't think Mayor
I want
Calamari
to
is
say
doing
the previous mayor.
Yeah.
I never did that.
so I've used that facility, and I've watched work trucks come and open their back doors and put what I would consider, construction debris.
Well, that's not permitted, so.
I understand that. And I understand that the DMF workers, may be checking for a permit. But I think, I don't know if they're empowered or they feel they're empowered, or they're the right policing agent to make that request. But I think it could be monitored, maybe if it could be monitored discreetly to see if we do have a problem, because it clearly happens. And I'm sorry, but yard debris disposal fee,
What page you on?
I'm on page 40, I'm just trying to figure out.
Oh, no, I didn't know what page you're on, that's.
Oh, no. So I'm back on page 41. So we have, we don't know what 210, or we didn't get an explanation on 210, I believe, is still open.
Well, we were seeing where the rest of the bills were, right?
Yes.
That's what 210 was, okay.
We have leaf disposal fee, which I believe is what they deposit.
At Sherry
Sherry.
Field, yes, that's what that is, yeah.
Brush disposal fee is,
Branches, all that kind of stuff.
where's that generated from, though? Because if we're bringing, okay, so then we have yard debris disposal fee.
I think, Mike, this goes back to what I had requested last year. So what happens is, if the entire, if they go around town and they're able to fill that truck up with just grass clippings, which they do sometimes,
Yes.
that becomes yard debris, because it's just grass clippings. Much cheaper to dump. And I had asked that we have a truck dedicated, and we were told that sometimes the trucks fill up too fast. Then we commingle those trucks, and it becomes the line item we were at now, landfill and dumping fee debris program, when we start.
commingled.
When it's commingled.
All right.
So I think that's where we're getting the different line items, because if they did say if they get to drive around town and they're able to just put grass on there, they can go to the landfill and say, hey, I only have grass. Or when they're doing brush pickup, which is, we go around after a storm, which we said we should chip because we're gonna buy a chipper, it becomes a brush pickup. So I think that's where the three line items fall into place.
Okay.
From what I got as the answer last year, and I think you remember that also. So we do sometimes go around town and just pick up grass, which works out great, and then the truck is full, we go dump it, and we get less of a dumping fee, right?
Okay. So this is true, this line that we're looking at now is the commingle.
I would say on a Saturday, it's a Tuesday and a Saturday where people are dumping their whatever
Yeah.
in the garbage truck, and it's becoming debris because now it's all contaminated.
And the first week of the month?
Yes, when it gets picked up on whatever,
Right.
well, it's different for everybody because it's the
Yes.
different zones.
Okay, understood. And that's fine. The number's good.
Next line item we have is PERS fees, 129, 583, 56, 136, 631 budgeted. Is that because the new employees, Mr. Toa, or
Well, the 129, as you can see, was a placeholder for
last year?
last year, then the bill came in, so I should have adjusted all the way across, but I just did the last 2 months, I apologize.
I'm sorry, 58, we're on 58. We went back to 58.
I'm almost there.
Bottom of 58.
Thank you.
Yep.
So this is the pension, the state pension program for our employees,
This is, yeah, for the PERS employees.
for the PERS employees, correct?
And didn't you give us that,
I did.
Bill?
Yes, you do have a copy of it.
Okay.
So it's a contractual bill, it's 136, 631. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
Yes. We have to be.
DCRP pension, 13,000 requested, 13,000 budgeted. Are we missing an invoice here? Mr. Toba, why the increase?
We hired more employees that can go into DCRP, so I anticipate that number will go up, or probably not to 13, so if you want to lower it, we can do that.
Well, I think the only employees that would be eligible would be anybody making over a social security limit of 128,365, right? So I think right now, we don't have many employees that are in that range, correct?
You are correct.
But people are on DCRP.
They are.
So, I mean, I don't think we have, I don't know, if you think we need that big of a bump, I don't,
Can we go to 10?
I was just about to say that.
yeah.
Yeah, keep it a ratio, 10-5. What was it, 10?
It was 10-5. You want to make it 10-5, gentlemen?
10-5.
All right, so Sue, can we lower DCRP pension back to 10-5, please? I know the social security number, the state revises it on a yearly basis, so it'll get,
So that number gets bumped.
that number gets bumped up, so,
What are we on? Aren't we DCR, aren't we defined benefit? What are we on?
yes, you are a DCRP pension, yes. But it's a minimal amount, it's hundreds of dollars, not thousands.
$12.
Yeah. Moving on, next line item we have is state expenditures, FICA and Medicare, 901-36472-000, 165,000 requested, 165,000 budgeted. Is that a predicted increase, Bob? Is that where we came up with that number?
Well, there's no bill with this, we have to,
It comes out.
extrapolate the number.
Yeah, so,
So this is where Joanne and I thought we were safe.
okay. Gentlemen, are we okay with
Should
that?
technically be close to a percentage of payroll, so if that's what it comes out to, then that's what it is.
Well, last year it was 161, Bob, so I'm sure with the new employees, we're probably going to be a little bit higher, so I think that. Next line we have is state expenditure for the other pension program, for the police, fire, retirement system. 752,067 requested, 752,067 budgeted. Are we okay with that?
Will this be impacted by the contract?
This will not, no.
No, but it will, because it's a percentage of.
Next year, though.
We'll start this year.
Well, if the contract, if we go to the new contract this year, it will, won't it?
But you won't get a bill for it until next year. The bill is
Oh,
always
because
based on.
it's a year past, okay, you're right, okay. So are we okay with the 752,067 number?
That's the number.
Don't have much of a choice.
What's that?
12%.
So we don't have much of a choice.
Well, the employees contribute 6.5 and we contribute 6, yes, all right? Isn't that what it is, Bob, or is it more now, 7?
No, I think it's still 6.
I think it may have gone up.
Well, the employees contribute 10.
Oh, it's that high for that, for police and fire?
Yep.
Okay. Are we okay with that, gentlemen? Flipping the page, the next line item I have is Municipal Alliance, matching municipal share, 901-41702-200, 2,000 requested, 2,000 budgeted, which is what we spent last year. Has something changed there, Mr. Mayor, that we're less?
It's paid quarterly to Lauren. Sure.
She's the Municipal Alliance
Yes, coordinator.
coordinator, yeah.
Yeah, I think we should make an adjustment to the 2004-69 on that.
It should be 2469?
Yeah.
Is she missing a payment somehow, maybe, or do we?
She gets,
Because she got 2469 a bunch of years, and then all of a sudden, last year, it only went to 2,000, so I don't know what happened.
well, 750.
I'll check on it, but I think to be safe, we should budget that number. If something went down, we just obviously won't spend it.
She got 20, she got paid 2,500 last year. She got 500, and then,
So we're missing a payment, somewhere got paid the wrong place.
Right.
no, I don't think so. Well, there was a reclass,
Oh, okay.
which is, but I don't understand why she would have a 500 in January and December, and 750 for mid-year.
I don't, yeah.
5, 750, 755, I mean,
Might be the way she submitted the bills, for the grant.
So Mr. Tova thinks the mayor's requested budget should be 2469, so
let's make it 25.
2,500,
25, yeah.
2,500, gentlemen, we okay with that? So plus 500 on that line item, Sue? Municipal Alliance, shared part, 901-41703-200, 9,300 requested, 9,300 budgeted. Are we
And then that-
missing invoices there or
Yeah,
something?
we should go to the 9876.
So should we make it 10,000?
Yeah, that's fine if you're okay with that.
Gentlemen, we okay making this 10,000 to make it the actual for last year?
And we'll figure out the billing issue, what's going on there.
Well,
Which line are we on?
200,
703, 200.
703-200.
703, 200. That was Coffee with a Cop and Municipal Alliance Junior Police. That's all that's in there. Municipal Alliance is, yeah, right, that's it.
so we think,
Something's missing there, right, Bob?
Yeah,
So,
either it was charged off improperly or we didn't receive bills. There's no reason why it should,
I know they suspend it every year.
yeah.
Laura
It should
kind of makes
differ
sure of
very
that
little.
as part of her position.
And that could be the problem. She's been out on maternity, so
Yeah,
maybe things
sure.
are.
also maybe there's stuff missing
Yeah.
that she's been out on maternity leave, okay.
So just make it the
Are we
second.
okay with 10,000, gentlemen?
10,000 for
Well-
the JPA? Yeah.
No, for
Well-
200, 703-200,
Yeah, no, it's the Junior Police Academy.
but it's also Municipal Alliance also.
so, I guess my question is, are we missing bills? Or did we not do the function, or were the functions not run? And if it's the functions weren't run, are they going to be picked up this year? Or, you know, it's a small amount, but it's like a black hole. And I understand, you know, there are individuals who aren't available because of their personnel situation, but I don't know. I mean, you tell me, are we gonna spend 9,300?
I believe we are.
They usually
Every bit of that.
spend what is allocated. I
I
can't,
don't believe the programs were not done. I just don't know
Right,
if
I
we
think you just
received
get
the
the bill.
bills or they may have been miscoded.
Every other year seems to be high.
Yeah, it's all 9,800, 10,400. So I think something happened, I guess, because she was on maternity leave, possibly. Are we okay with the 10,000 for this line item, gentlemen?
We're increasing it?
Yeah, well, Bob had asked, we make it even $10,000. So plus 700 from the request and budget.
I would keep it at the 9876, just to see what happens.
Yeah,
Again,
I'm fine with that too.
What do you think is the difference?
Well, right now, the difference is $8,000 that we can't account for.
I think you meant between the,
So, this is probably the 6th or 7th account that we don't know where the bills are, whether or not it's been paid.
Can we get an answer by
Where it's been
Saturday?
charged to.
Sure.
Well,
If the answer's there.
well, with her still being out, I
Right.
wouldn't want to commit to that.
Well, I could find that out, or do we not have bills because?
If we can move on,
That
if we can
or-
move on at 9876, Bob, if you're okay with that, we'll make it 9876 instead of 10,000. Are we okay?
9876. I'm up, that's,
You okay with that, Mr. Bruno, Mr. Allman?
Yes.
9876, Sue,
But we'll still get some kind of.
if she can, because she's out on maternity leave, so. Next item I have, gentlemen, is recycling tonnage grant, 20,000 requested, 20,000 budgeted. Did we not get a grant this year, Bob?
We did, and we won't know our number for this year, though.
No, but last year, we didn't get anything, it was zero, did we not?
I think we had a late check on that. Let me see where it got put.
So,
I think the number was 20 and change, but let me,
Well, it's 258450 we had budgeted last year, but we have zero encumbered.
what, reserve, what is this, reserve for recycling tonnage grant? What, so I'm thinking a tonnage, if we're getting a grant, we're having revenue. But this is an expense, so what, you know, what's the accounting here, I guess is my question.
yeah, I'm not sure if we have to miss. I know we filled the paperwork out for the grant for the tonnage and for the clean communities. So I don't know if we have to match what the, let me check on that. I'm not sure why we have it as a budgeted line item rather
You
than
wanna
just.
flag
in
this
revenue.
one?
Yeah, I do want to
We
flag
took
this.
it out last year, and I guarantee there was some reason why we did it, because it's a big number.
What do you mean took it out?
We didn't budget for it last year.
Yeah, we did, we
Yeah.
budgeted
Oh,
25,
sorry,
20,000.
but we didn't spend it. Yeah, well, then it was a number. I don't know.
I mean, both of them.
Yeah.
Clean communities too, we didn't get any money back there either.
We, there was a few years where it wasn't filed, but I did file it in early November.
Oh, so both these
So-
were, both these.
No, no,
were-
no. The clean communities, there was 3 or 4 years that were never filed. I submitted in November, we haven't received the check yet.
But we are getting something.
We
from
are.
it.
Mhm.
Is it a
But the
substantial
tonnage,
number?
I did see the check.
Oh, okay. All right, so we'll flag these two gentlemen, and we'll get an answer from Bob Tobin on Saturday?
Yep.
So for 731-200 and 732-200, okay?
And Mike, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I think it's, not only are we participating in this grant program and the Clean Communities program, but what's the accounting? Because if we're applying for a grant and we're receiving a grant, we have the revenue, or we'll talk about the revenue on Saturday. This is on the expense side, so this reserve or res for recycling, do we have to reserve in advance, or are we charging it in advance of receipt? You know,
Do we have to match it? I don't even-
Yeah, so I'm going to find out.
probably a
Get
matching
the
grant
answer.
that you have to put it out first and then you get it back.
So we'll have an answer on Saturday.
Flipping the page, gentlemen, the next item we have is municipal court, judge extra sessions, 500 requested, 500 budgeted. Are we okay with that?
Give
It's
me a
just a
page.
placeholder on
Page
62.
about halfway down.
Yeah,
I guess
okay,
that's just a
see ya.
placeholder in case we need extra sessions.
Correct.
Correct.
Are we okay with the 500, gentlemen?
Yes.
Municipal court, administrator, extra sessions, 225 requested, 225 budgeted. Again, it's
Okay.
only if it's needed. Are we okay with that? Municipal court, acting judge, 250 requested, 250 budgeted. I guess if that's the judge is not available.
Correct.
Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Next item I have is municipal court office supplies, 550 requested, 550 budgeted. Are we okay with that?
They're spending it, so.
Next item, municipal court telephone, 901-43-490-230, 2,000 requested, 1,500 budgeted. Are we okay with that, the 1,500?
Yes.
Okay. Municipal court subscription and books, 500 requested, 250 budgeted. Are we okay with the 250?
No, 0. I propose 0 based on the history
Actuals.
here.
Gentlemen, are we okay with making it 0?
I would concur with Mr. Ullman, because they only spent
211 and
211 back
215.
in 215, so.
Okay.
All right, 0, so it's minus 250. So you got that for 240? Moving on, municipal court dues, meetings, and conferences, 400 requested, 400 budgeted. Are we okay with the 400, gentlemen?
Yeah.
You spent 270, 266
Is there a
last
new
year.
person in this seat in general?
Not so new, no.
No?
The Jeannie Vargas.
No, we don't,
Jeannie Vargas,
we don't.
Yeah, violation, sir.
Where are you seeing that?
on 162.
He's not-
One line, just one line. 490, 250 was that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 492, 250.
The second line. From 162,
Okay, I got it.
sorry, what I said, 132.
Yeah.
It's 43, 490, 250, right?
Do we know what she would have traveled for? Probably class. Okay.
Moving on, interpreting services,
So
901.
what do- Wait a second, what are we doing with it? You put
400.
400 in there?
Yeah, we said 400. Municipal court interpreting services, 901-43-490-260, 1,000 requested, 1,000 budgeted. Are we okay with that, gentlemen?
Yes.
Municipal court outside contractors, 901-43-490-320,
Bless you.
100 requested, 100 budgeted. We okay with that?
Is this payment to this person on page 162? Isn't that name an employee?
Delgado?
No. I thought she's on that,
No, that was pretty big.
I don't think so.
maybe,
Delgado?
No.
No.
He must have been a stand-in.
No.
okay. Then, I'm okay with it.
Municipal court printing, 901-43-490-470, 750 requested, 750 budgeted. Is that okay, Bob? Because it looks, they spent almost 930 last year, so.
Yeah, Linda and I met and reviewed it.
She's okay with that?
Okay.
Okay, we okay with the 750, gentlemen?
Sure.
Municipal court miscellaneous, 901-43-490-500, 100 requested, 100 budgeted. We okay with that?
Hold on.
Flipping the page.
But wait a second.
$11
No.
was used.
These $11.
Oh, when you flip the page, yeah,
Yeah,
$11.
Lose $11, so. you're not
Zero
using
that?
everything.
You want 0 there, gentlemen?
I would prefer to keep miscellaneous unlike the other one, which we made 0,
Subs and books.
the books, because they certainly have never used it,
You want to leave this one at 100?
in case they want a subscription.
And just so you, to clarify in the books, the reason we don't spend it is our court administrator works in Rochelle Park as well, and that's where the books, where the bill for the books goes.
Okay. We'll have to thank Rochelle Park for putting the bill.
Next line we have, gentlemen, is municipal court, prosecutor change of venue, 901-43-490-850, 400 requested, 250 budgeted. We've never changed the venue, I guess, so we're going to lower that. We okay with that, gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay,
Can you just go back to the other one staying at 100?
yes, the other one's staying at 100, so. Next one I have is capital cap imp fund, 901-44-902-200, 550,000 requested, 550,000 budgeted.
I don't think we should
Yeah, we're not,
touch this until we
That's capital improvement.
right.
Yeah,
sit and discuss.
so we're going to flag that.
Can we just flag it?
Yeah.
Officially?
Reserve for ambulance, 10,000 requested, 10,000 budgeted. Do we want to bring that down to 5,000? Oh, I guess we went to 10,000, right, for the, when they need their new ambulance?
Correct.
We're okay with the 10,000, gentlemen?
Yes.
Reserve for pages, ambulance corps, 0. Next line we have is
I think this
the
is where
print
we
cap
stopped.
index, right?
It's the last, I think, installment on our current long-term debt.
This is-
There's a note,
But this is where I think we stopped, because we want to discuss the debt with the
the CFO.
capital and the revenues and everything else,
So we're done, so we're gonna go back and do Mr. Pollard's lines, and then we were done with every page of the budget. So if we flip back, we left Mr. Ullman, we waited for Mr. Pollard, for you and Mr. Bruno to be here. So we're gonna go back to page,
Bob was late.
it's an early page, so hold on.
Late is late, Bob.
What's that?
Not easy.
Page 14.
Walk down.
Page 14. So Department of Law,
Can I just, Bob Tobo?
Yes.
Just one question for you. On page 66, we have this reserve for uncollected fund, taxes, which is some contract, not a contractual. It's.
That's a calculation.
It's a percentage, or so-
Yeah.
yeah. But last year, Mary Ann did tell us, one of the questions I had, because this actually falls into surplus. One of the questions I had was, what actually did we not get in taxes? I don't know how she got it, but she told us of the amount that we were putting in there every year, X amount was uncollected, and it was a smaller amount. Can you just see what that is for us? Because this falls into surplus, this number.
Right, well, the rut is, you.
We're not changing it, we're not gonna.
Right,
change
I
it.
understand,
Yeah.
but, well, we would change it if it wasn't close to the realistic number.
Right.
But I know, looking at it with Judy, it looks like it's where it should be, but you want to know,
How much was really uncollected?
yeah,
'Cause
what's the
That's the
true?
difference that falls through.
right,
And it's a big number, and that's probably most of our surplus this year.
All right, so page 15, gentlemen, Department of Law. The first item we have is on, that we had flagged, is his salary, 74,201 requested, 74,201 budget. Are we okay with that, gentlemen? That's a 1.5% increase from last year.
Right.
You're okay with it, Mr. Bruno? Dr. Cassio?
I'm fine with it.
Mr. Cumming?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Allman?
Yes.
You're okay with it? Okay, moving on. The next line we have under his budget is on page 16, no, I think that's all we had to do.
Wait, what about line 15, line 2?
What, page 15?
Page 15, line 260.
We had agreed to 10,000 there for litigation.
Which was not, it was for outside litigation.
It was for outside litigation. We left it at 10,000 is what I have as my notes. For 901-20155-260.
It's approved.
And just the other question, did we add, or did we feel it was not a meaningful amount, the other expenses that Mr. Pollard incurs that are not,
That's what we said the 10,000 was for.
I thought we just said the 10,000 was for litigation.
I'm sorry, it's litigation and other expenses, like when he's got to do court stenographer fees, we're going to pay him for that. The court stenographer, the filing of the deeds, the records, costs, all that.
Subpoenas.
This, what's that?
Subpoenas.
Subpoenas, all that, we would pay out of that line item, other legal services.
Okay, so all of that, the Nome, the Bishara, Viviano, Koa, plus his...
No, Bashara is not part of it.
Well, that's what my notes are.
Well, Bashara filing fees were part of it, but not the Bashara expense. He has to, the 74, his salary includes Bashara, but he had expenses like for the court.
Okay.
Remember, he had like, he had to go to court, so he had to pay a fee to, all the fees were
Filing
gonna,
fees.
the filing fees were gonna pay, but not the,
not his time.
not his time.
Okay. And that's
I
all.
believe that's what we agreed to, gentlemen, correct?
In light of what we spoke about at close, the last, you want to leave it at that amount?
The
Yeah,
council's agreed to 74,201, Mr. Mayor. Do you want to request something different?
74,
No, we talked about the 20.
Yeah,
The 10,000.
yeah, that I.
155,
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry, 155,260,
Yeah.
we had lowered it to 10,000.
yeah, I just didn't know in light of what was brought up and closed, if we need a little more cushion in there or not.
You want
That's
to
very
add another, you want to add another 25 or $3,000?
I mean, my thought was 15, make it 15 instead of 20, or instead of 10.
Make it
Sorry.
20.
I don't want to make it too high because I don't think we need it.
I hope we don't, but I think we're into a long.
Yeah, but again, this is only for other legal services, so Mr. Bell comes out of escrow. And this was just to get him, if he needs anybody else, and his filing fees and his court
Fees are probably a
stenographers.
small part.
Yeah.
And it's only
These
for
aren't
this
huge.
year.
And it's only for this year, yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of jockeying this year. I don't think a
I don't
lot
think we're
of
gonna
court time.
Right, and we're already into May, March, whatever month.
I'll make a proposal, raise it another, if you feel comfortable with 2,500,
So 12.5.
make it 12,500.
You, gentlemen, you okay with making it 12.5?
It's fine.
Sue, make line 260, please, 12,500.
And are we gonna add the 10,000 over at the other expenses line, 155, 200?
No.
No. That stays at 74,201, or whatever,
No, she's talking about
200.
You said the 2020 was going to, litigation, and the other 10 were other expenses.
No, it's
No,
12.5.
It's all in one
Altogether,
thing.
yes.
Gotcha.
It's other expenses.
The line item 90120155260 is coming down from 20,000 to 12,500. So it's a 7,500 deduct from the original budget.
Right.
Okay.
And that's all I have except for capital, gentlemen.
No, what was that we did?
What's that? Oh, we have Sue, do you know what page she's on?
Go back to it, try again.
So-
While we're turning the page,
Yeah.
I don't think, and maybe it's, I just didn't see it in all the expenses, but all of our backup generators, do they have service contracts?
Yes,
Yes.
they do.
Okay.
I believe they cycle
Well,
once.
we only have two in here.
Yeah, we have one at the firehouse and one
One
here.
here,
Yeah.
Yeah. But for a while they didn't, so that's why
Oh,
the
okay.
question's being raised.
We decided to fill up the building with carbon monoxide during Sandy, Bob. You weren't here for that, luckily.
Right.
I think two
I have
police,
my own battle
I think we
fight.
sent 2 people to the hospital that
yes.
day.
Really? That
Yeah, yeah.
doesn't look good on the resume.
No. Mike, is that your question, if we had maintenance somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah, we
so
do.
We do have the.
Yes. So Sue, on page 6, assistant to the clerk, we were able today, Sue and Bob found a personal action form for the assistant to the clerk. Last year, when we were doing the budget, we raised her salary to $18.50 an hour. $18 an hour during our budget last year, and it was inadvertently not, we found the personal action form for her. It was documented that she did get the raise, it's in our budget meeting minutes, but she never got it for some reason. So the number we came up the other night for her adjusted hourly rate was at the old salary of $16.50, right, Sue? So it really is it's an incorrect number because we owe her $18 an hour.
So what is the number?
So it's 29 hours a week, right?
Well, we already, there's the math on it already, so 29,000 will cover this year because of the
Of the,
September timeframe of the increase in hours.
Right,
So,
gotcha. Okay, so 29.
29,000, not 28.
Sorry.
So line 90120120120 will be 29,000, John.
Thank you.
And that is the last, other than capital.
well, Mr. President, can I suggest that I hand out a
Yes, we
revised
have capital,
capital
yes,
plan with backup?
Yep.
And,
If we could spend a few minutes on it tonight, I'd really like to.
sure, I don't think we're working that, but.
You sorry you brought it up now? This is one for me, or you?
Yeah, one's for you.
Okay, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Tolo.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have a new capital sheet also?
We do. The sheet is front and back.
I think so.
Yeah, I think has to go along.
Okay, gentlemen.
Can I ask you a question before I forget? This isn't a capital thing, but I know we put paint somewhere. So if we look at the front of our building, we have new shutters that are dark blue. We have doors that are light gray. And we have this big wall of some color that I can't identify.
Okay.
It was dark blue until it faded. You're right, Mr. Bruno.
So are we gonna put everything dark blue, like this new color? The shutters are all new. And then we have like, if you look at it, it's like two-tone out.
I'm going to say, Sue knows my answer on colors, as far as if you want to do something, we're happy to do it, but I'm virtually colorblind, so I can't.
I know, but no, but.
It needs to be painted blue. Mrs. Grow was supposed to take care of it. She
So
didn't.
we did everything blue, the new blue, but the front that everyone sees is like, it's three-tone.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, the
Thank you.
two sides are dark blue and the center is faded because it's the original construction and nobody's ever painted it, Mr.
And the doors
It's
are-
called rustic, isn't it?
Yeah. And the doors are faded also. They're not painted blue.
Okay, just a point. Okay.
It needs to be, you're absolutely right, Mr. Bruno, it needs to be made. So, Mr. Tovo, you have your road program. Yes, sir.
I do.
So the first capital, there's a typo in the first, it's not 22,019, but that's fine.
So we have, what do we have, three? Two. What do we have?
One, Bob, we got a new copy. Mr. Tovo gave us a new
No, I
copy.
got extra copies. You get one on?
Art, did you get it?
No, he didn't get that.
Did you get this cap?
Yeah, it didn't come around.
That thing? Thank you. Oh, this is-
Yeah, that was the cells kind of.
I know, I'm teasing you, it's 10 o'clock. I gotta get some,
We're gonna get some sleep tonight?
yeah. 2019 road program, 550 budgeted for capital. We put 750 in last year, right, gentlemen?
We did.
So,
And we didn't spend 750. So is there any way we can encumber the remainder of what's left, Bob, into,
We spent pretty close to the 750.
well, we've been asking the number and we haven't gotten it.
Well, we don't have to encumber it, it's in capital. so
Okay.
it just stays there.
but what I'm trying to figure out for this whole program, I hate to say it again, but we keep putting an amount in, and prior to you, we haven't spent that amount. And then in that, what are we in, 19, 18, maybe 17, we said, okay, we didn't spend this, so we're gonna take that and put it in, plus this, plus Woodfield Road, so we keep throwing all these numbers out. So now we're putting 550, but I feel there's money that we haven't spent somewhere, because we haven't done all the roads, we haven't done Woodfield, which has a grant for 145. We keep going.
We did Woodfield last year,
Which was
Bob.
done.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
So we got the grant?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Woodfield is,
So that was done recent, this
it
year?
was done last
End of-
October.
End of last
Okay,
year.
good. Well, I haven't taken my walk yet.
Okay.
So the question then is what do we really have left?
Accumulated.
Yeah.
There clearly is, over multiple budget years, money left in road program projects. Most of which I can say isn't because the work wasn't done, but the work came in a little less than what was budgeted for. So as we do our review, what needs to be closed out or reallocated elsewhere, that'll be part of that process. I think the 500 to 550 number,
What is that noise?
We heard that last time.
Yeah, it's-
Is it garbage? Is that what's?
Yeah, is it a dumpster cover or
yeah,
something?
it could be.
Oh, it's the dumpster cover, that's what it probably is, yeah.
From where though?
We have a dumpster on the side of the building or something?
That long?
We don't, there's,
Isn't that
DMF
Food Town?
takes-
DMF has, yeah.
Yeah, maybe Food Town's dumpster or something? I don't know, it's a dump, it's a,
Far away.
My understanding is that the 700, 750 was allocated to catch up on the roads that weren't done for a number of years. In looking at our roads, coming down to 550, 500, even below that,
it's unrealistic.
not for the next few years, I think they were in pretty good
Absolutely.
shape.
I have a 20, Dr. Cassio and I have a 25-year-old road in front of our house that is littered with potholes and is nowhere on any schedule. And I'm speaking as a resident now, not as council president, that it is, there's a lot of roads that haven't been paved in 25 years still on that list.
Well, they
All I
have-
would say, I think about, look at the bottom number, and we're trying to balance out.
It doesn't matter to me. We're not, I think we've done a disservice with our roads to our residents for all these years by not keeping up with them. And I think Beach, Fern, all those streets haven't been touched in 25 years. And, you know, we've redone Colonial 3 times, because I know it's it's the main road in town, but we have citizens on our block that, you know, haven't had their street paved in 25 years.
That's why I cut down your street, there's less traffic.
Yeah, there you go. But it's got potholes on it.
So at one point, we did get a map from somebody, and they had all these color lines, which is, I think what we need is basically, in the last 3 years, what did we do? Green color could be, what are we in, 19, so 16? What did we do in 16, 17, 18? 3 different colors and what's left. And so this, just so you understand,
Well, we did get that map last year, Bob. There's still a lot left.
I understand that, but we didn't get it updated, I don't think, for what was happening. Plus, we have everybody still screaming on the cracks that was done from back when, right? The cracks in the roads that we haven't gotten from the other contractor from whenever.
Correct.
So I mean, somebody, either Asalina or Steel, or somebody needs to come and look at this whole road thing again and say, okay, here's what you did each year, here's what's left. Now, also, Bob, just so you know, at one point, they rate the streets, which you know. Then we also looked at it and said, well, instead of jumping from here to here, let's just do a whole section so it looks like we did a whole section, right? So this street might have been rated not to be done, but this one over here did, so we would jump in. So we said, let's just do sections and be done with it. So I really don't know where we ended up with all this and what's been done and not done.
Well, we got a map last year, and it's pretty up to date, Bob, because I went and drove the streets. However, like you said, like we're Bob, you don't realize it, but like we have all the cross street, we have all the long streets, right? But we did all the long streets and left all the little ones in between that are pothole riddled out.
Right.
So now we have all these little 100-foot streets that are riddled with potholes. Then now we got to go back and spend a lot of money because it's gonna, you know, when somebody bids on it, they're gonna say, I got to go do all these 100-foot streets.
True.
Where we should have just done them when we did the long streets, which we tried to do some of those last year. We made Paul go back and change some of the roads to pick up that and
I mean,
not.
that's where it makes sense to do it by section, but just don't do a street.
But I think you
there.
still, to lower this number from the 750 mark, I think to save I think if we go back and look at all the encumbrances that we put 750 and only spent 500, which I complained about, like, I know we can only go back for 20%, but we should have went back and increased our quantities by $100,000, because if you spend 500, you can increase it by 20% and still be under all the public bidding laws, which we weren't doing. But that still left another 150,000 in the pot that never got spent. So I think if you leave it at 550 and you tell us, hey, in 16, 17, 18, 19, we have all these dollars sitting there, and we can go out for $1 million of co-op paving, that's that's what I want to see. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but that's what I'm thinking. Using your philosophy, Bob, say, hey, like last year, I know Bob said he got it close to the 750 because we did go back and do a little bit more. But the year before, I know we didn't even come close. I think we budgeted 750. I wasn't on council, but you budgeted 750. I think you came in at like just under 500, just close to 500.
Been all over the place.
Yeah.
So I understand, leave the 550, go back and look at the
Raid
old
those,
ordinances.
yeah.
And, okay, gotcha.
Then we'll see what we have that
Yep.
we can use that's somewhere, because we had to fund this, obviously.
Right,
Right, or ban it, whatever.
okay.
One quick note related to this, when I met with Westwood, the shared service meeting, they were interested in us joining their paving co-op. I don't know if that's a good idea, bad idea, but I just figured I'd throw it out.
That ship sailed because only 3 towns signed up for it.
Yeah, and that was very recently.
Yeah.
That decision was made.
Okay. Ridgewood Road, matching DOT grant, $150,000. We have that grant already, Mr. Tova?
We do.
Okay. Acquisition of land property, $400,000. Where is this for?
Sorry, let's back up. We did not be notified of the award of this as of yet. We should know next month.
So this is still a question?
Right, Robin Wood is the other one that we do have, but we're on hold because Suez.
Have we submitted the paperwork to DOT to tell local aid that we are not taking, because
Well-
if you don't give them something in 2 years, they're gonna take the grant back.
My understanding, I'm pretty sure they were already notified of that, because I did talk to them in regards to it. Often having the former mayor came to speak to me about it, because she wanted the money reallocated to the street, which, as you know, we cannot do.
No.
So, meeting with Suez next week to find out
Can we talk to Mr. Lovelace at DOT
We
level
can.
aid, just to make sure
Yep.
that he knows that, and I don't want to lose that grant, because if there's inactivity, he's going to take it away.
Understood.
And we have a bad habit of, with our
Yeah.
grants of inactivity, and then we're going to. Acquisition of land property, 400,000,
That's for a closed session,
okay? Is that what I'm thinking of, Mr. Mayor?
probably.
Okay. Engine 44,
We've talked about that.
No, different.
No, it's a different
This is a
one.
different locale.
Totally different purpose, different.
Do we have to make any, based on the main intersection that
That was in prior year, the 400 is,
That was for our intersection.
right.
Right.
mhm.
Washington and.
This is for something
Do
totally
and-
we
different.
have to do anything for our intersection again?
Yes.
I think the 400 is enough. We're going to have a resolution maybe Saturday.
yeah, we don't need any more money for our intersection, no.
Right.
But it's not this.
No, it's not.
No, this is not.
So where's that?
We
tell you
we
later.
did it
That was
already, that was
prior
last
year.
year, we
Prior
did
year.
400 last year, Bob. This is the 29 capital.
Yeah, so you have to really go back and see what I know we put this in, but I don't know what we actually authorized or issued and what's outstanding. I mean, I talked about this last time. This was a big number that we put in there for 1.7 million, I think it was. And I don't know what we did with it.
For the intersection?
No, this.
Total, he's saying.
Total, okay.
So we put it in there, but we only drew down, I think, 350,000 of 1.7 million. There was a whole bunch of stuff in there. So there's a lot that.
We had 400 for the intersection, but he's saying he doesn't know how much, if we
There's
did
still a
it,
balance of $400 in there,
400,000.
400,000, yes.
Balance where?
It's in the capital line item from last year.
Well, didn't we pay Azalina out of that, like 30 grand? to
Yeah, it
do the
wasn't a
work he
lot for the
initially
survey,
did?
yeah, correct.
mhm.
I had to see if it was charged there.
Okay, I think it should have been, but
Okay, engine 44, $650,000, that was the request by the fire department. Class 7 dump truck, T28 rack truck, that's 240. That's the new truck with the different backs
Now-
on.
yeah, that we spoke about with them when they were here.
Did they cover the fact that,
We Put a
previous-
salter on it, all that, right?
right, but previously there was a Class 7 budgeted for, but the amount of money budgeted would only cover a Class 5, which they need as well.
Yes.
And we
So
set
we
the
just
purchase
flipped
ad
it.
from,
Right.
yeah.
No, we never sent a PO out for it.
Oh, we didn't? I thought we were when we left the meeting, that was.
Oh,
the
I'm sorry, I
intent.
wasn't here for that meeting.
Oh, okay, yeah, we said, we budgeted last year, so get the class, right, gentlemen? We said get the class 5, because they need it, because that's the truck that's rotting.
I don't recall what we talked about.
Go back to these.
Well, we can cover it real quick now. Class 7 was budgeted last year, Class 5 was going to be budgeted this year.
So we flipped them.
So we're flipping them.
Okay.
There's enough money in it from last year to purchase the Class 5, and this will be new funding for the Class 7.
Okay.
Class 2 pickup truck, 48,000, that was Mr. Ullman's discussion, whether we bond it or we pay for it out of our, right? That's what you were saying, Mr. Ullman, on this one?
Well, that, the unmarked car,
Yep, the police car's next, yeah, the 45,000.
Well, if you did that, you could do that in lieu of the BCUA payment.
Oh, buy the
Stay
two
Oh,
neutral.
car.
leave that flat, the
Yeah, leave it
100,000.
flat. Yeah.
All right, something to think of.
Yeah.
Access control for the police department, is that something, what is that, Bob?
It's just that, there are no
Card readers?
electronic card readers or anything in the building. If you're down in the basement and you're not permitted to leave, but you get through one door, you're out of the building. So a lot of doors will be read in, read out, so only officers could get in or get out.
Okay,
It's a glaring security issue there,
that we don't have in this building.
correct. And we have a budget for this building as well. The police department is in dire need of it.
so
That's just for PD, that doesn't include the whole building?
Correct.
25,000. Is that additional cameras, or they have enough cameras and stuff?
I think they're okay with the camera right now.
So this is just a card reader system where they'll be able to track where everybody comes in and
Correct.
goes? They'll give you a printout and all that, and deny
Exactly.
access, not deny access?
Right.
is it a time clock?
Yes.
They all are.
It's built in, Mike.
one way or another.
It'll tell you when you scan your card in and out.
But
Is it
it's
for-
not.
No, we're not using it.
Attendance
Clock.
tracking,
Is it
it's just,
card?
it
Is
will time
It's-
when you went into
print reader?
a
It's
room
not
or when you
recommended to
left
do
a
that.
room. Right.
No, it's not a finger
It's not-
reader.
it's not
It's a
biometric.
card
It's
reader.
not a bio, it's just it's gonna be a fob, or a proximity reader.
So,
Oh.
I don't
Well,
know.
we're just gonna bio because people forget their cards all the time.
And then just take that number and double it,
It's a lot more expensive for the bio reader.
and they're actually very unreliable.
Well, in that case, leave it right, just bring your card.
Don't forget it.
Bring your card.
Perhaps it's because it involves the police, it's a explanation that needs to be done in more detail, but in closed session, but I guess I'm just trying to understand what we're controlling. You know, what's the safety?
Might be a discussion for closed, Bob, to go into more detail on it.
Could they maybe just give us a memo and not go into close, just explain what they need to do and why they need to do it?
Or I can call you tomorrow. I just don't know.
No, I think we all want to know, so maybe you could just give us all a memo.
Sure.
A confidential memo saying this is what we need and this is why we need it, and we deal with it that way rather than,
Okay.
Fine,
I mean,
That's a good idea.
but if you wanna call me, that's fine.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
computer system upgrade monitors, 15,000, is that just to get them the bigger monitors like the rest of the building, Bob?
Yeah, to get rid of the ones
When their
issued in
computers were
1998.
upgraded, the monitors were not a couple years ago for unsaid reasons or reasons that don't need to be spoken about.
Okay,
That's a lot of
police,
monitors.
15,000 sounds like a lot. Do they have that many?
but-
We have a quote on that, or we don't have a quote?
I don't have a quote, that's all I
Can we,
estimate.
can we get a quote?
You
And
gotta-
Let me say, I mean, I agree it's a lot, but there's also some large monitors in there to put up on the walls for them to have certain things that always need to be
So this is more than
monitored.
computer, this is.
It's a little more, yeah.
So it's camera monitors and stuff like
Right.
that also,
Yeah.
okay. Can we maybe just get a quote on that so we can see what we're spending, if you don't mind?
Or we could go down to Costco and buy,
Well, whatever it is, we buy it under state contract, so
I mean,
we'll find out.
okay.
Yeah, let's get a quote on that. Police, fire, DMF radio system, 750,000. That is from the budget estimate from the consultant, I guess, of a placeholder for that?
It originally was at 850, was already funded for the consultant, so I'm thinking mid-year, we should have a better idea where this number's gonna end up.
But that's the rough order of magnitude cost for the new system?
Correct.
Okay, when do you think the consultant report will be over?
We're almost done with the radio testing, so I don't see why you couldn't have something to us, I would say August.
And what's the implementation period of a new system?
It depends what we have to do. If we don't need to install a repeater, it's only the purchase and programming of radios, it can be done by year's end.
Can we also look into, as part of the cellular tower agreement, they always, they install what we buy on our tower? So whatever
We could
need-
look into it, but I
We
don't,
need, whatever we need to do to, whatever we need to install at the height on the tower, they have to do for us.
it's not that simple. The system we're looking at is a state system.
Okay, so,
So the state would really tell us where it would have to go. And
okay.
so it's,
But I'm saying, any
Trickier than
costs,
that.
any costs related to doing something on our
On the cell
tower
tower.
would be through the carrier, through
Right.
Verizon. So
Agreed.
I want to just make sure we're including those, those costs being passed on to them as,
Sure.
paint machine, 7,200. I don't know if that should be really being capital, right, Mike? I think that's a,
it's over 5,000 and it'll last
Oh.
more than 5 years. So, if you would like me to move it, I can move it.
I don't know, it's just. Okay, they said they didn't want the hot box this year, Bob, when they were here. They wanted to move it to 2020 or 2021.
You are correct.
Okay. The gentleman, that comes out.
So where do we put it?
I think they said 2020 or 2021. It was up to us where we thought it should
I
fit.
would say 20,
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
We don't
It's
really
20
know where to put it.
It's 20
It's
not
grand,
this
so,
year.
yeah,
Yeah.
they just couldn't get it this year because they don't have the room, like you said.
right.
I'm gonna put it on the 21 for now, but just
Okay.
as a place,
Right, yeah.
flipping the page, replace DMF building, 1.3 million.
What above that, we have the garbage truck? That's, yeah, never mind, it's
It's
2021.
2021, yeah. Gentlemen, the DMF needs to be replaced. I think it's time to take that $1 million school money and give it back to the citizens and not bond an extra $1 million and use it, only put 300 in capital and use that $1 million for the DMF. I don't know what your thoughts are on it. The money's been sitting there since the 80s.
And where's it coming from?
We have $1 million sitting in a bank account, which was
From
the
the
sale of
sale
the
of-
middle school in Westwood.
Right.
Okay.
So I'd like to give that money finally back to the citizens of Washington Township. We are in dire need of a building. It was a building that was taken down, and the building will go back up with the money. And we only put a $300,000 into capital and use that, and earmark that $1 million for the DMF building.
So I don't disagree with you. However, I think we can't do this in a vacuum. So if our surplus is 4.2 million right now, and let's just say we agree on 2 million should be kept there, so that gives us 2.2 million plus this million from the school is 3.2 million. So at a minimum, there's $3.2 million that we need to do something with. I would prefer, once we're done with this, to see what the tax impact is based upon taxing the residents as per the appropriations.
Well, that's why I wanted to get through this
Without-
tonight.
Yeah, but without, I don't want to,
You don't want to touch the $1 million.
no, I don't want to take all this money and throw it against it and bring the taxes. We reduced taxes for 3 years in a row,
Correct.
which is probably unheard of. So I think at this point, we might have to bite the bullet and not take all this money and throw it against the appropriations to reduce it down to.
You can't, yeah.
Right, so there's 3.2 million at a minimum we need to do something with.
We said we may pay some of those bands down before we go out
That's
for
what I'm
permanent
saying, so
financing.
that's why we need this whole, what are we doing, and.
Well, that's why I wanted to go through this list tonight, so Judy can give us the tax impact on Saturday. That's why I asked Mr. Tovo to stay, because without going through this list and agreeing on these items, we're going to, Judy's not going to be able to do her calculations to come up with the, the 10-3 or whatever it ends up being. New fire,
But you also need to finalize the budget to see what the impact is without giving any money back for the appropriations. So in other words, put this on the side for a minute. We're done with this, these are the
Yep.
expenses, what's the cost to the resident?
correct.
It's X amount. What's the rate? It's gonna go up because we're not putting money against the surplus to it. Then we have all that other money to say, now what? And how does that work?
Correct.
It's a
That's what
different
she's going to
discussion.
do Saturday, yeah. So, DMF 1.3, new fire department, 6 million. Shelving units for storage room, $10,000. I mean, okay.
Well, we have a quote, it's around 5.
Okay.
They'll do the storage room downstairs, but because the price came in at only 5, we could do the other room as well, the actual vault.
And get
And
that
would
done.
just be done.
Okay. Upgrades for WCTV, $20,000. Is that the new server and the rest of the cameras? Is that the quote?
Don't
I think
believe
that's it.
cameras are included, but
I know they need a new server,
it's a new
right?
server, and it'll give them that's priced at $14,000. There's some other upgrades they'd like to do with it. It would allow them to run it remotely, and also give the better ability to televise the football, softball events, library, and all that. So I think it's a nice upgrade for them. It'd be nice if they could actually do this from the comfort of their lazy boy and nothing else.
Okay. Next thing we have is township sewer server upgrades to our server, I guess?
Correct.
Yeah, our server's on the frets and is not compliant with the next generation of cybersecurity. Needs to be encrypted,
And it's not encrypted right now?
not encrypted now.
And it won't run the
It's
later
our biggest
operating
vulnerability.
system that supports all that stuff.
Didn't we just, I mean, I know we
I'm sorry, just to go back, the upgrades for WCTV is for the servers and the computer upgrades they need. The cameras are going to come out of their operating budget like they did this year for
right.
the 2, so they will
Correct.
buy the other 2 out of their regular budget,
Correct.
gentlemen. I just got a text with clarification.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
Mr. Alman, your question was?
Didn't we just do and pay for quite a bit of PC and server and monitor work in Town Hall?
My understanding, I wasn't here, is that we did the,
It was all the
Desktop
individual
upgrades, but
workstations,
not the
but
server.
not the server.
It was the monitors and the towers,
Correct.
but
Right,
not the
but not the
server.
server.
Right.
So that's $10,000. New town signs, $10,000. I guess that's to continue buying stop signs and street signs that
no,
we
no,
need.
this is for the, welcome to Washington type sign.
But we put money in the budget last year for that. There's money in the budget for that last year, Bob.
So
Well,
That
Mr.
money was for the stop sign.
No, Mr. Allman,
we'll-
Mr. Cumming
we'll
was,
check that.
Okay.
Mr. Cumming was working on with the
Yeah, with the green team.
green team, and you came up with a whole bunch of, you got quotes and everything, we just
We
did.
have
Yeah, I've seen quotes on, okay.
We put money in the budget last year for it, can we look for that?
Then,
Yeah,
if it's there, then we can take that out.
We did put money in there, we were supposed to do
Yeah.
it, and we just ran out of time last year. I think by the time you were into October, November, and we were, yeah.
Did you put a number in for this?
I'm going to mention it when we...
Okay.
I got 6 copies right here.
Okay.
Town hall access control is similar to police department, so if we can get a,
I mean, this building has no security, the front door is constantly open, and it is used, after hours and weekends, and we need to find a way to tighten that up and make sure we know who's coming and going.
Yeah, so my feeling is from the 6 million, below the 6 million and down, other than bleachers, we should just pay for this.
I think you're right, other than the bleachers,
Put
yeah.
it as
Props
other-
cards,
put it
right?
as other equipment, I mean, we're gonna
Yeah.
have all this little stuff if we do it all over the place again. And it's 50, I think it's 100.
It's 10,000 here, or 10,000, just
Yeah,
pay
but
for it
if
and be
you
done
add
with
all
it.
up, it's probably
50.
160.
Well, that's why I said Judy's number may go from 10,365 to 10,265 or something, when we take.
75, 100,
So we-
155. It's 165, $165,000 for all this stuff
So take the
underneath the...
55. and-
So it becomes 10,200. 10,200,000 it becomes the number if it's 165.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if you're look,
That's
so
my thought, anyway.
we look at 10,365,
Yep,
and regardless if we move in or out some of this, let's assume we stay with the 10,365.
yep.
2020 is happening, has to be factored in to any strategy because it's certainly going to have to be capitalized and permanently bonded this year.
The $2.5 million for
Yes, so I
2020.
think we're looking plus 2,407. So that brings us to
12,700, 12,700,000.
$12,772,000. But wait, we got another 6 million in bands. So we're up to 18,772. So the number we got to start chewing on is 18,772,000. If we want to do everything that is on this list and take care of the bands, and by the way, that 18 million is going to be bonded over,
30
a
years.
extended period of time unless we do split bonding for shorter term and longer term. So, I mean, I hate to say that we're gonna be bonding something for 15 years if we roll the 6 million into it, because some of that stuff is 15 and 20 years old already.
And that's where we had talked about using some of the surplus to get rid of those bands before we bonded the full 6 million,
So,
Mike.
yes,
So that was to Bob's number of 3 million. If we take that 3 million and get rid of half the bands, it brings the number down to 15.
But this is where, listen, we need to sit back and have someone really lay it out.
Well, that's what Judy's got to do.
If you can throw this all around and,
Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing, for every $1 million more that we have to pay in debt, it's $200 increase in taxes, because Ashley did that once. So if we have to pay $1 million more, other than expenses, in debt or anything, it's $200 increase in tax. I think.
Yeah, but you got
that's
the 700,000 coming off of the bond payments this year, so you're not taking that into account.
No, I'm not, I'm just saying, if we're paying $1 million more in debt, just $1 million, regardless of how it's done, it'll be about a 200+ increase to the resident.
I don't know how that could be. A year, you're saying?
Yeah.
because this, I'm just going by, the school referendum was $23 million, and it increased our taxes by $165 per year for 30 years. So I don't know how that's
Look at a
calculated.
schedule, I don't have it.
I'm just saying, right? The school referendum
The
was,
only thing I would say is that includes Westwood also.
No, but our share was
Oh, our
on it.
share, okay.
Well, I mean, we could get the numbers, but
Yeah.
I do think that, so we went through this budget, we looked at it. There were many asks. I don't think they were unreasonable, but I don't think we also said no to any of them. And, we have this list in front of us. I mean, we have bought DMF vehicles, it seems like on an
Every
endless
year.
cycle. If you go in the yard, there are quite a few new vehicles. I mean, can some of these be deferred? Unmarked police car package, if it's my understanding, we have a chief's car already. Are we replacing that? What car is this replacing? Is it a new car? We get that schedule in the police report. I had asked if we could add the detective cars,
They're both
the
leased
chief's car.
vehicles.
I mean, what we plan on doing, Mike, with that specific is, if this gets approved, they see it as being the chief detective, that they can get 7 years out of it, so that's the thing, to buy it versus leasing it. And then the current leased vehicle would go to court, code enforcement and zoning, so DMF can get back the vehicle that he's been using. Is that more or less correct, Bob?
So do we have two cars in the budget for leasing, for continued leasing, or are we re-upping them?
No.
So we should have a reduction?
But we won't be leasing any vehicles in the future.
We have a purchase recommended for this year and for next year to replace the chief's vehicle and the detective vehicle. And by that time, both police vehicles will be due to be returned to Hyundai. They were not a lease with an option to buy.
Oh, they were not?
I mean,
$1 buy-in.
honestly, I think, the fire department has drawn the most comment from me, but I think some of this other stuff, it needs, you can make the argument, all of this stuff in a vacuum needs to be done. I think collectively, when we look at it, I think we're going to have to see what Judy comes up with, because $19 million in permanent funding is going to be a big nut on top of all the increases that we added to the operating side this year.
okay, let's wait for Judy on Saturday, right? She's going to provide that. Motion to adjourn, gentlemen?
Motion.
So moved.
Aye?
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.